okay. It's okay. Off your mind. It's okay. She off your mind.
Chai! Now wow, people wey suppose talk truth to power don't off mic. And if we talk, now 500,000 they go summer us, call them hate speech. But fear not, Maiyegun don't come. Him go torchlight every corner, nooks and cranny of all these bad people where they spoil our country. So my people make we laugh, oh yo yo. Maiyegun don't come, oh yo yo. My people make we shout, oh yo yo. Maiyegun don't come, oh yo yo. Maiyegun don't come, man of the masses, oh yo yo. Maiyegun don't come, oh yo yo. Maiyegun diary Politico, oh yo yo. Maiyegun don't come, oh yo yo. This one not the off in mind, oh yo yo. Maiyegun don't come, oh yo yo. And in the touchlight every corner, oh yo yo. Maiyegun don't come, oh yo yo. Okay, some people be they holla say they want the power. Chai, them be promise us say we go get light and power. Nah. Them hustle sote they can't get the power. But now they know they do anything with the power. Every day, dollar just they get the higher power over Naira. Still them talk say make we off mind. But thank God say Maiyegun don't come. So my people make you ladder, oh yo yo. Maiyegun don't come, oh yo yo. My people make we shout, oh yo yo. Maiyegun don't come, oh yo yo. Maiyegun don't come, man of the masses, oh yo yo. Maiyegun don't come, oh yo yo. Maiyegun diary Politico, oh yo yo. Maiyegun don't come, oh yo yo. This one not they off in mind, oh yo yo. Maiyegun don't come, oh yo yo. Person where they do evil, no one make person talk. Them say that Maiyegun, that man too they talk. He too they talk. Say Maiyegun diary, he they hot like pepper. But every day then they take money in bulk. Woman picking they the street they hawk. Still them talk say make we no talk. But thank God say Maiyegun don't come. So my people make you laugh, oh yo yo. Maiyegun don't come, oh yo yo. My people make you shout, oh yo yo. Maiyegun don't come, oh yo yo. Maiyegun don't come, man of the masses, oh yo yo. Maiyegun làwa mọ̀, la mọ̀ dódódódó. Maiyegun diary, Maiyegun number one.
Good evening to you. Good morning to you.
Maiyegun làwa mọ̀.
Good afternoon to you from wherever you are watching from. This is Maiyegun.
Maiyegun ti dé o, ọ̀rẹ́ ará ìlú. Maiyegun diary, Maiyegun number one. Lórí Facebook, lórí YouTube. Maiyegun diary, Maiyegun number one. Gbogbo bó ṣe ń lọ ni Maiyegun já wa sí. Maiyegun diary, Maiyegun number one. Àṣírí ọ̀jẹ̀lú kì í bò níbẹ̀ o. Maiyegun diary, Maiyegun number one. Bó bá ṣe àní Maiyegun máa wí. Maiyegun diary, Maiyegun number one. Ó sì tún ṣe.
Thank you very much for joining us tonight. From wherever you are watching from, this is the People's Parliament on Maiyegun's Diary Politico. It is that segment where you, as a member of this platform, or even just as a fan of this platform, you can come on, like everyone else, to hear your own views, no matter how, far from others it might sound. You have the opportunity, just like everyone else, to speak out what you think about the situation or what we should learn. So this is where you can be, where you don't really have to hide behind your keyboard only. This time you can come on and share your idea and your views too. So to join us, there is a link in that in this description in the description of this broadcast. If you're watching on Facebook, there is a link. Check it properly, right? If you're watching on YouTube, there is also a link to the studio. All you have to do is this. Open that link on a device that is different from the one you are currently using. to watch this program. And you can only join us just when we are live, okay? If you're watching a replay, you can't join us, okay? So share the broadcast, bring everybody on, and tell them that Maiyegun today.
Lórí YouTube, Maiyegun today. And yes, we like Maiyegun today. Oh, Baba Dewure. Maiyegun mami. And yes, we like Maiyegun today. Ijo Ìgbádìyẹ. Maiyegun mami. And yes, we like Maiyegun today. Presido Baruti o. Maiyegun mami. And yes, we like Maiyegun today.
But our tradition on the People's Parliament, just before the parliamentarians will begin to pop up, you know, on your screen, before you begin to see different faces of our parliamentarians from all over the world, and they will be reacting to different issues in their own opinions, okay? You can be that part, but the tradition is that I always have to get you into it. There is always something to reflect upon. There's always something that will happen in Nigeria that will make you want to feel like, no, this is not right. Of course, there's so much going on. I mean, there's so much wrong going on that many people who usually never bothered are now concerned because they now know that we are all affected directly or indirectly. So whatever this is to you, let us get started. I'm going to start with the first picture I showed on the screen earlier. I'm going to bring that back up. Let's start from there. On insecurity in Nigeria, Ondo State, this man is a traditional ruler from Ikare. Well, this is his story. I'll tell you a story. His name is Mukaila Bello, High Chief Mukaila Bello, something like a Bale, right? Is the traditional head of Iku quarters, right? In the ancient community of Akoko, right? So he was traveling from the report. He was traveling along Agopanu area of Owo, Ikare Expressway, coming back from Akure when terrorists grabbed them. He's not alone. There were other people too. Just when we said that the criminality, the consequences of the criminality of those who are in charge of Nigeria is not limited to probably those who don't like them, right? Or should I say, those who actually support them are not immune from the consequences of all their actions. I'm talking about their leaders, because this man on your screen is still in the captivity of his kidnappers, and he's not the only person. So they have others too, right? They said that the other victims identified who are also like a traditional chief as well from Ikare. That's a Yeye Bafinro. That word, I said, there is also a former House of Assembly candidate from Akoko North as well, right? They said there is also an APC chieftain called Honorable Adeniran Adeyemo, right? There is also another community leader, Bashiru Adekile. All these people are in the hands of their kidnappers because Nigeria as it is. Meanwhile, just I bet it was yesterday, okay? The residents of Abuja who have been witnessing the influx, or let me say the siege of the terrorists around their city. So many of them are still partying, by the way. They said that many of you who are living outside Abuja were those who are panicking. Yeah, it's true that terrorists may be terrorizing them currently in the outskirts of Abuja, but inside Abuja, they are not yet feeling it. But they were lying, because just yesterday, right, passerbys, they raised alarm on over the den of kidnappers that is just at the art center inside Abuja, not far from the police headquarters, not far from the military post. and they were kidnapping people, taking them into the bush. So this afternoon, the report now came that police have arrested 4 of them inside Abuja. But here is that video that raised the alarm. Just for your view.
Abuja, it's the central area. Imagine, kidnapper hideout. Imagine, within FCT 33, Abuja is no longer safe. It's no longer safe, sincerely speaking. Eh? Imagine, Abuja is no longer safe. At the middle of offices, inside this bush. Eh? Look at where you are seeing this smoke. That's kidnapper hideout. Let's be careful. Kidnappers. Yes. That's their hideout. That's where they just went now. They catch one of them.
One plate of white rice and beans.
This kind is not supposed to happen here. This police headquarters. They have police headquarters.
That's first headquarters. That is first headquarters.
This police headquarters. Where they see them and they do that rubbish.
Imagine.
Yeah? No, I don't need to put my food for pocket. Now my bag is full. That's my bag. I know they here where they came. I used to give money around the hotel.
You get the day where my motor got problem here. They will come and see if they want to assist you. Now to come and attack you, not the assistance.
But this is not the only black spot in Abuja. There are so many within.
Between Central Mosque here.
Yes. There
are plenty for them.
Even after this.
Maybe they collect one of my man motor. The man just tell the warrior.
How come you say na clothes? They can't see. They don't see. They don't fit kill the person.
That's inside Abuja. This is not even like outside anymore. There have been so many estates close to the Nigerian capital who have witnessed overnight raid by terrorists, either to rob them or even to kidnap them en masse. That people were paying ransom there too, right? But the rogues who brought us to this stage, they don't think they've done anything wrong, right? On security. But when you meet Benue governor, he be like, say the whole thing don't turn red. Everyone can no longer really pretend anymore. Autumn, in his words, on security.
You have also heard that Abuja, where the seat of government in Nigeria is under siege. Benue State is under siege. We cannot continue to just play around and allow them to continue. We are equal to the tax. And today we are sending a message that Benue State is ready to confront the Fulanis from Niger, from Mali, from Senegal, from Mauritania, from Libya, from Cameroon, who wants to take over Nigeria as their land. We are going to stop it. We did it in 2004, and we are going to do it again.
Yes, let me find out this from you. You don't have what you call the Benue State Livestock Guard, which is to implement the open grazing prohibition law. What is the job description of these guards?
We already have that now, and they are implementing it. We have prosecuted and already convicted over 400 Fulani herdsmen who have besieged the state. We have impounded over 25,000 heads of cattle. Those who pay fine, we release it to them. And those who did not pay, we were able to auction those cattle. That is what the law says. And so this is another phase of ensuring that we secure our land. We are ready to go with them. I'm ready to go to war with those people who have volunteered. These people are not going to be paid. Those volunteer guards, they are community people who are farmers, who are civil servants, who are traders, who have decided that, look, enough is enough. We cannot continue. We must secure our land. And so I want to assure you that I'm involved, my government is involved, and everybody in Benue State is involved. And that is why you see all the traditional rulers here, all the stakeholders in Benue State, the civil servants are here today. And we are ready to wage war against this evil that is coming against that Abuja, where
sounds so refreshing, doesn't it, right? Yes. Yoruba governors, somebody is saying that, where are the Yoruba governors? You remember I started this with a Yoruba traditional head currently in captivity of kidnappers in Ondo State, Owo, where they killed over 100 people in a church, is in Ondo State, right? You see, when you see the history of traditional rulers being kidnapped in the last 7 years by Fulani terrorists in Yoruba land, Ondo State will carry first. They've had about 3 or 4 of their traditional rulers kidnapped. One of them killed. Ekiti will be second. And many others who have hidden theirs and they never make it to the news. Yorubas were the ones who suggested that we needed state police. APC, Egbekegbe, told Yorubas in 2015 that for 16 years, PDP denied the Yorubas restructuring, that it was time for Yorubas to be part of a new change, which would then guarantee restructuring. And in this case, it will guarantee self-defense in the name of state police. Everything drafted, but trashed when Buhari said, what is restructuring? The current person running as a vice with Tifnumbu in another new scam they are putting together already told you to hell with restructuring. But nevertheless, Yoruba has put together army of fighters, they call them. Paper tigers, we call them. Amotekun. Amotekun was to be what Autumn was trying to portray there. But Nigeria said Amotekun can only carry Kondo and Shakabula. Yoruba governors, they continue to be politically correct about it. Why we, the residents and the people of Yoruba land, are paying the price for their treasury, for their betrayal, put it that way. But that's a story for another day, or let's say, I'll leave that to you. So autumn has been declared. Do you know that that governor, the Benue State governor, the Fulanis, as well as the Miyetiala, they have put a death warrant on his head. Do you know that? He is the first governor that ordinary ethnic group will come together and place a bounty on his head because of his resistance of them of taking over his estates. They have turned Benue states that used to be the food basket of Nigeria to the grave baskets of Nigeria. Do you understand? So as he is right now, the only thing he is enjoying is the immunity and the protection he's having as the governor. They said the moment he leaves the office, anybody who kill him will be paid. Who said that? Miyeti Allah. So Autumn is fighting for his life. He said he's taking over, he's confiscated thousands of their cows. He's arrested and prosecuted over 400 of them in Benue State because they have killed more than 20,000 people in Benue State. All for what? All for what? So we are paying the price in Yoruba land as well. Just like those who felt like, if people have to bleed for Nigeria, for them to, to attain power or whatever they have in their minds, right? It's that warped, fucked up mind, right? There are times that people will also try to resist. But there's also a time you have to, there's a part where those who play the game of, silence in the time of this invasion, as we see, including those who participated as well, there will be a time you have to play them the reminder of their deed. Okay, APC, Egbekegbe, didn't just destroy security further. They destroyed Nigeria more. And I'll tell you, and I'll keep telling you, because the only reason why these people seems to be getting away with a lot is because of the Stockholm syndrome of the people. Stockholm syndrome, right? That's why we would need to continue to tell you and remind you. Sometimes when they feel like you should have forgotten, let's forget that and move on. And when you choose not to, they say, oh, you are a revisionist. You are always a revisionist. Why do you always like to go back to the past? If you don't, then you are bound to make the same mistakes again. The one you've made is costing you your lives as we speak. APC, Egbekegbe, according to Sanusi Lamido, he came out today and he said, guys, you probably have no idea. Nigeria is bankrupt. Kingsley Morghalu came out as well and he said, I'm a former staff of the Central Bank of Nigeria. There's so many dirty things that have gone so bad that they can no longer be covered or hidden. The shit is about to hit the fan. Nigeria is bankrupt. Some of you may not understand what this really means in context, or you probably do, but you are still trying to feel like it's not as worse as you think it's, right? Now, the story now is that they are going to increase your VAT to over 20%. Remember that your VAT used to be 3.5% before these criminals came in. They increased it to 5%. Now they increased it to 7.5%. Some people are already saying that they are already being charged 13% on their VAT. No, it's going to go to 20%. And it's going to go to more and more. What does that mean? It simply means that if you want to buy a 1,000 naira, a 100 naira bottle of water, you also have to pay an extra, how much on it? 13 naira. And that's how it's going to be on everything you go on to. Then it's going to be an extra 20 naira. And that's how it's going to be for everything, right? As the inflation keeps biting you, they will keep squeezing you. And that's at the point where you realize that some of those your importation you rely upon, you can no longer meet up paying for them anymore. Then things will begin to go off the shelf. Maybe that will be then that either the jihadists will take over in Abuja or their military will come in and then quickly put a wedge into it and say, oh, yeah, we are coming to save you. Nobody is coming to save anybody. If you love Nigeria, I keep saying it, if we love Nigeria, it is time for everybody to agree that this union must be rediscussed. Anything that brought us or whatever they forced and put us into as one must be discussed, negotiated, and then an agreement made if we still want to be part of this. You know what this guy said? What's his name again? Al-Mustafa. I'll play something for you just before I, bring on the parliamentarians, because I can see that some of our parliamentarians are already lining up. I already have about 6 of you. Just give me a few more minutes to keep getting you into this, listen to this information.
Spend 1 week in looking at the activities of foreigners in Nigeria. There are more foreigners in wrong places in Nigeria in hundreds of thousands by the day, just in search of solid mineral resources for themselves. But there are individual Nigerians who are standing in for them. I tell you today, with all sense of humility, none part of our borders is fully manned. There is no port today in Nigeria that can say, we have inspected all the containers coming to us and we issue them certificate of being arms free. None. I challenge you, none. It was of recent that some of us, one of the answers I can give you that may shock you is to start by looking at the histories of rigging activities in Nigeria. Rigging brought so many desperados in politics into importing arms and arming their own thugs to fight another party or other thugs across Nigeria. And when it started in the late 70s, nobody checkmated that.
This is what they do. These are people from Yayambi.
We have satellite, so we can say, okay, spend 1 week and in looking at the activities of foreigners in Nigeria. There are more foreigners in wrong places in Nigeria in hundreds of thousands by the day, just in search of solid mineral resources for themselves. But there are individual Nigerians who are standing in for them. And there are hundreds of thousands of whites who sit with Boko Haram, who feed Boko Haram. They share common food. They recharge their batteries for their telephones, for their laptops with which they have been communicated to.
You can make of that information as you wish. All right? Just so you know. On this platform, we know that Nigeria has no border. You know that, I know that, and you can't talk that away. And the result of that is what we are witnessing today, economic downturn caused mostly by the greed, selfishness of the corruption of those in charge, as well as the incompetence of those who are unable to keep you safe. So that is on that. But there is someone who, I don't understand this much, but I've been told the meaning, right? There are those in that northern Nigeria who also feel the same way some of us feel when we talk about the calamity APC, Egbekegbe, brought upon Nigeria. Listen to this, Imam.
Allah kar ka maimaita mana irin shekarun jam'iyyar APC ya Allah. Allah kar ka kwatanta mana su ya Allah. Allah ka tafiyar da APC da mabiyanta. Allah ka tafiyar da APC da jagororinta. Allah duk wanda yace sai ya kakaba mana APC Allah ka kakaba masa likabani. Allah duk wanda yace sai ya kakaba mana APC Allah ka kakaba masa likabani. Allah ka sa a kai shi bai shirya ba. Allah ka sa a kiba bai tukunya bai shirya ba. Ya Allah duk wanda yake ba mu mulkici.
The people who told me the meaning said the Imam was actually placing a curse or placing curses on APC, Egbekegbe, for what they have brought upon Nigeria. But you see, this pastor is doing it differently, right? You shouldn't do, listen.
You are saying that this person cannot perform. Yet you are saying he in our party nonsense. I've told, if you vote party, the way you will suffer, me, I'll be here, I'll tell you, I will suffer with you. Nothing will make me suffer with you. I know too much that I can't suffer. But I can tell you, look, you know I'm a man of God. Try to make mistake. Naira will tumble to 5,000. If you don't want Naira to tumble to 5,000, better tell yourself what to do. It's a word to you when you vote people who have nothing in their head. If you vote party this time, Nigerians, we go fall our hand and watch on her. All the things they are suffering, am I suffering with you? I'm too connected by covenant to suffer what people are suffering. But if you vote, it's a word to you when your leader is like a child. That means any leader who will be using dampers is dangerous. It's a word to the whole land. When thy king is what? It's the Bible, I'm not the one who said it. It's a word to the whole land. When thy king is a child. They use dampers for children. So if you have a leader who they use dampers, woe to you. And the priest is eating the It's the Bible. Am I the one that said it? They said you want to argue with the Bible. Form. Yet you are saying,
is it in the Bible or not? No be me talk more. Okay? But at the same time, I think he's talking about this person. But his solution, when you listen to the Lagos Abobakus, the Oshogbo Alimajiris, the humbled slaves, obedient fools, sophisticated demorons, they will tell you, Ashiwaju Awon Atole is their best bet. Nigeria is going through a lot. Young people have no jobs as it is right now. Food inflation, food security, and all of those stuff, yeah? But if Numbu has an idea, this is why they said, make you no go give somebody will be child. Abi, which kind talk be this? If I ask you, which kind talk be this?
He may get out. It's voluntary. We can definitely feed ourselves by being creative, visionary, and committed. Do you know how many of you tweeting on the WhatsApp right now?
I don't know. How many of you are tweeting from the WhatsApp now? Omo, are you? But again, if you want to be part of the People's Parliament tonight, you should use that link on your screen. And please, put on a cloth. Stay away from where it is noisy. Stay where you know that you won't be disturbed. And let's hope that you have a very good internet that won't disappoint you. So, but I want to play a reminder too, just before I start bringing the parliamentarians on, and everybody can come and say their mind. Even you, Lagos Abobaku, watching me right now, Auntie, you can use that link. Come on screen. Come and tell us about Kolu. Teach us something we don't know. Don't hide behind that keyboard and start making all this blah, 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 blah. Turn on your camera. Use that link. Come and talk to all of us here. Say, yeah, now my face be this. You may be convinced. I mean, you may manage to convince some of us. Or we will manage to cure you. I don't know. So you're welcome. One of the reasons why Kolu and what they did in Lagos will never go away, even if they spend the entire wallet of Lagos State to bury this truth. Most of these young people who got so frustrated to the point that they found Kolu's number, and they had to call him on that night of the killings at Lekki. I can just play this one to rejig your memory, so that some of you will have an idea why everybody can't they act like say they're mad these days, Young people, especially when they say they're obedient and they are like coming from the injury of NSAS. Some of you may not know how it was back then, but maybe if I play this, it will, sort of rejig your memory. Then you set up and join us. Let's see the first one.
Hello?
We can hear you, please.
Okay. I'm not the commander-in-chief.
Are you trying to track us now so that you can track us and come and kill us, Abby? Why are you people not saying anything?
You are just being wicked. You are just being wicked.
Are you happy about this? You people are old. Let us have peace of mind. Give us a good government. That's what we want. Are we asking for too much?
Don't you have children too?
Are we asking for too much?
Don't you have children too?
What is all this? Your children will grow up and you'll be dead by then, and they will suffer for everything that you people are doing right now.
Excuse me. You don't even read your social media. You don't read it to understand. You don't even think about tomorrow today. You don't even think about the lie. They feed you lies.
They feed us lies. Is it not what we are seeing? Who ordered the soldiers to go and kill?
We are sure you have powers over this. We are sure you have powers.
Don't we have the right to protest in this country? Why are we a citizen? Why are we suffering? Are we born to suffer?
Why do you believe it is me who ordered the army to?
Because you are the one with the talks, as always. You are the one with the talks. You are the one who is always doing this. You are the one that because they lock down toll gates, because you can't make the money you have been able to make enough money. For goodness sake, how much money are you going to spend till you die? How much money?
Who told you that I'm the owner of toll gates?
How much money are you going to be denying this, sir? You are old. You have children. You have children. You have children. You are not going to be alive forever. That's what you should know. You will not be alive forever. And when you are gone, they will continue to suffer for all these things people are doing. People came out to protest peacefully. They didn't attack anybody from day one. Then you people started sending talks everywhere. Everywhere is on fire.
Yeah. I wish I can go and bring back some of the videos and things that happened in October 2020. Those girls, they called him. That's Steve Numbu's number, by the way. If you don't know, that's his number. For some of you who are looking for how to go and get your own Joro Jara, you can text him and start praying for him so that he can give you money, Abi. That's Steve Numbu's number on the screen earlier. Here is another one. From that night.
Okay.
Daddy Kalesa, Daddy kí ló ṣẹlẹ̀ àwọn army wọ́n pa àwọn youth ní toll gate. Kò dàbí eléyìí náà. Kò yẹ kó máa lọ bẹ́ẹ̀.
Only most of what is said. I'm trying to investigate.
And wọ́n ti sọ fún wa pé they said you have even gone out of the country, that you are in France now.
Well,
how true is that, sir?
It's almost true.
Sir, but we know there will be no one to order those army to shoot at the youth unless you.
No, not me. I can never order the army now. Please. I'm not in position to order army now.
Sir, we know you're not in position to order me, but sir, we are very, very sure, sir, that ẹ̀yin lẹ rán àwọn sójà yẹn kan pa torí owó tẹ́ make ní toll gate yẹn kò yẹ kó máa lọ báyẹn náà. Ẹ̀yin náà lọ́mọ. Sir, we know how much you make. We know how much you make there daily. So we know how much you've lost for the past 2 weeks or so. We know you're really not happy about this.
Excuse me. Is that enough to kill the people?
Sir,
for money?
I'm not saying you kill them for money.
Sir, who sent the people to remove the cameras from the toll gate? And why did the light at the toll gate go off?
I don't know. I don't run toll gate.
Sir, we know how much. Sir, we know how much you make daily there.
Are you hearing them? You are hearing.
You said what? Are you talking to me, sir?
No, I'm talking to another person on another phone.
Okay, sir.
Abuja.
Sir, this is not supposed to be so. It's not supposed to be so. You're killing the youth. It's not supposed to be so. You people are old. You people should leave us alone. We are the future of tomorrow. We are the future of this country. You people should stop killing us, sir. Please.
I don't want all of you to believe in lies.
Alaji. So I want you to understand something here that, you see, this bottled anger, bottled frustration that politicians used to get away with over time, yeah, it has reached its crescendo. It is about to burst. And all thanks to the failure of APC. Don't think these guys are invincible. As much as they want you to live in fear all the time. Eh? Speak out. Speak your mind. They are also very scared too. But somehow, because you are scared, they are scared. They have been in the trade for a while and they know how to kind of pretend to be calm, in control when they are scared. But Buhari don't ruin everything for them. And I can tell you, except all of them come to their sense, if they choose to, which they won't, right? Until they reach their own doom, right? Until every one of them come together and realize that this Nigeria is no longer the Nigeria they used to get away with the law, because it's going to be the clash of what they've never witnessed before, honestly. Economy is in tatters, right? There is so much a division. ethnic division, tribal division. Now, they are also bringing in religious division across the country. And that is manifesting. So if they have no idea where this is going, well, some of us do. And we choose to never be part of that bloodbath. So this is where I'm going to begin to bring, if you want to be part of this, you can join. And all you have to do is use that link. I want to have a kind of a short break. There's a guy they were asking for about Nigeria. I'll share the link again, by the way. So they're asking this guy his opinion about the situation of Nigeria. Now, you see that link on your screen. If you check your comments now, I'm going to tell you, use that, open it up, set your, set your camera and all that, and join us, okay? However, this guy will crack you up a bit, just an extra. They're asking about Nigeria, just like all your politicians as well. The top one, Tifnumbu.
Of Nigeria. Now, tell me the situation of Nigeria and what you think about our government.
No face accountable.
Why?
He's not able to do among. Christmas days is making a caution. 2 years portion to the acquire of loving, time of love. Secondary school should for loving. Not him now. Go make out the verb.
I'm talking about Nigeria.
Okay, that Nigeria go make a win to show them.
Everybody don't mad. Majority are just trying to control their madness as it is right now. Even your politicians talking, you can see through them. So I am going to bring my first parliamentary on. I bet here we go. So, and then others, I'm going to say put on your camera, please. If you have joined, I want to say put on. If you don't put on the camera, I can't, I can't bring you on. Okay. So I have my first, and I think you are the only one who seems to be so ready. There. Hello.
Maiyegun General.
Mayeti. How are you?
I'm so happy, to be on the program today. Speaking, I was sleeping, like usually I don't have off today, but I'm off. I'm calling from New York. So first, I saw the, like the signal that you're on, so I decided to join today.
Class.
Honestly speaking,
please.
Honestly speaking, I've written off that country. Period. I've written off that country. Period. I have to come to this area because it's so hot here in America. I'm in the eastern part of America, and I have to come to the corner so that the kids don't bother me. So just pardon me a little bit. So listening to vision so far.
Position of the camera.
All I can say is that country is wrecked. And I'm gonna, it's wrecked. It's not, I don't think there's anything that can fix that country. It's beyond repair. It's like you have, like you always say, like we have a car that the engine is packed, the steering, the wheels, everything is practically gone. So what do you want to repair there? Just junk it. So at this point, I've junked that country. Like, it's actually in the junkyard to me. So I'll first of all address, in terms of economy, the country is already down. I don't understand why people don't understand. Just common language. That's why that the country is, like drowning in poverty. A leader can still decide to donate 1.6 billion security, whereas in some states there is no security. This is like, are we joking or something? You understand what I mean? Like, I don't really understand. And if anyone is still saying that they want restructuring, they want anything, I don't know what they want. Maybe they can explain, if any one of them is, hearing, can explain what they're talking about, because this is really malady. This is total malady. I don't see anything good coming out of that country anymore. And that actually brings me to the point that, because I read a little bit about Buhari, and I was informed that his father is from Niger or wherever, and his mother is actually Castina.
That's true.
So if that is the case, I think, like in United States, they go totally against having a foreigner to be their president. I think in future, if we have someone that is misraced like that, we shouldn't even let them be in leadership, because this is like, if you are half-breed, you cannot, like, have a total, loyalty for the country that you rule. So that is one. The second point I want to raise tonight is about how they're attacking Ondo State. You always say it in your program, like, everyone will eat breakfast. We're getting there.
That's right.
We are getting there. So if by now they don't see beyond, they will never see. I'm not, like, pleading to people like, oh, you have to use your brain. Don't use your brain. You get it. You understand? Like, it's me, like, nobody should even be telling anyone. The people over there should be the ones to even tell us the it that they feel.
Mommy,
yes.
Somebody having my cat.
Okay. Go and play. I'll come back to you. So, no one should even be telling anyone. They should be the one, like, we need help, support us, and then we will, like in Yoruba, they'll say, oh, Maluma, it's okay, come and leave. So we won't help it. If by now, if by now the people over there are still following this stupid politician that don't care what party or what nonsense that they want to say they're following, I do not care. If by now they don't see the it, let them die in that condition. And people can come up and decide on this. It will be better off. If they kidnap anyone and they decide that we're not paying any ransom, I mean, the worst case scenario, they will kill the person. They're going to die regardless. Just like the Bible, it's about the story of the 3 lepers. Right. That they were by the gates, how they castigated lepers. So they were by the gates, according to the story in the Bible. And there was famine in the country. So, someone that is castigated, somewhere in the outskirts of the country. Now, if there's famine in the land, they'll be the last to be remembered. So the people were suffering, and then they were suffering. At some point, the leper says, let us go to the neighboring states. So they were like, if we stay here, we're going to die. If we go, we know the neighboring country is our enemy. We're going to die. We may die. So why don't we go? Why don't we take a bold step and move to the neighboring state? Maybe we could find a favor. And so they moved. They went to the place. However, God went ahead of them. So as they were moving, the people from the neighboring states had a step. It feels like it was a army coming to invade them. So they ran away. And so the lepers were able to obtain the land and went back to give, back to the country, to their country. So at this point, Nigeria is at that point. If we pay these terrorists, kidnappers, we may die. If we do not pay them, we may die. So at this point, do you want to continue to enrich them, give them more power to get ammunition and to get, to invade us the more? No. So people need to take that bold step. I don't care if it's my family member. This is what I will do. I will not pay a dime, and I will tell them, do not give. Yes, my father is with me here, and I still have my siblings back home. My father told me the other time he was going on last year, and he told me, if you hear any news or they kidnap me, do not pay a dime. I am giving you this. It's not that because you're not a good child to me. I am telling you ahead, do not pay a dime. That was what my dad called me. He called me, he sat us down, and he says, if it happens, I go. If there's, if the people can come up and stop paying, because to the people that they go to GoFundMe, get money every here and there, and go and give these people and wish them
selling their properties.
We need to come to that level. Yeah. So the moment they stop doing that, then they have to strategize and find another means. Another means before they come up with that, maybe our people will, like, have another idea on how to move that country. And then the last part I want to talk about is the issue of some people being, I don't know what to say, because some of them, they're educated and yet they talk like they have nothing in the brain. They, tribalize the thing. I'm like, oh, I'm not what do you call it? A bastard. Why should I go and vote for somebody in another party? It's I'm Yoruba, I'm indigenous Yoruba. I have to support Tinubu. So that is ridiculous, because I don't really understand. I mean, I'm telling you, when I listen to some of these people, I couldn't even find some, they are, like, where the brain, like, where the logic is coming from. I couldn't. And at some point, I look at them like, these are like educated people. So, hello, what we're talking about here? So I'm, I don't know. My heart melts. I don't know. But all I know is God will take control one day, and we have to take action. And some of the action is we're all going to eat the breakfast. Let's come to that conclusion. It doesn't matter, it could be my brother tomorrow. As much as I pray that I shouldn't, but if it is, I am not paying a dime. It will be a sacrifice to that country.
Thank you so much. Yeti good, ma'am. I'm so happy that you made it to join us and open the floor tonight. I actually love those that analogy of the illustration of taking us through the lepers history and all that. I love that. And then I'm going to listen to others too. You have a good night, or let me say good evening, by the way, because
okay, thank you.
Thank you so much for joining us, sir. So now let's share our slots. Some of my parliamentarians, for some reason, you have suddenly turn off your camera. When you turn off camera, I will take you off the screen. I will deal only. And you can't about Motayo, you cannot join us like that, like you are in your bed. So that's one of the conditions. You need to, like, people are watching you all over the world, sir. So I'm going to take you out. So if you want to join us, please, let's kind of treat this like when you want to feature on CNN. Would you feature on that with your shirtless body and all that when they are not doing a bikini interview? So Omoba Princess, somehow the road is cleared for you, and you'll be the another lady, another parliamentarian to speak, while all men will fix themselves. Put on your camera, leave the camera on. You are part of this chat. If you are not, we would have to, like, for the sake of our viewers, there's no point in them seeing how you are changing your night gear to order. So, Princess, how are you, ma?
I'm very fine, Maiyegun. Good evening.
Good evening. So, you are joining us tonight again as usual, and it is the People's Parliament. We've had a lot you can speak on, security, economy, and on like that. So, where would you start, ma'am, before others join? Oh, Princess just kicked out. So I will let Rodney Eze, Rod Eze, and then I've got another person behind the scene as well. Omotayo, I think Baba is now ready for us. So thank you, sir. So I will let Rod speak first. Then I will let you speak after, sir. Okay. But if Princess comes in when Rod is speaking, right? I will let Rod finish. Then Princess will speak. Then it will be you, sir. Okay. So we do it like that until others are ready too. Sir, Sir Rod is, should I say Rod is, or I don't know how you put that, Baba. Why do you put it that way?
It's Rhodes.
Rhodes, right? Good one, Baba.
Yes.
Rodney of the Rodney Brothers. How are you?
Now maybe that there's only one. God bless you, my people. By the way, it was my, I'm watching the same thing on TV. So when the other person finished and the TV went black, that's why you thought I switched off my camera. No, it was just the light. I just had to go and switch back on the normal light.
I just want my people that because everybody is seeing all of us. Okay, I can see, you can see us, right? So when they see some people trying to take off the towel, Trying to
Koda.
realize what
You know
was
what?
that.
You know what? You know what? We did live show.
And,
So
I'm trying to multitask as engineer. I'm also the sound engineer, picture engineer, transmitting engineer, the presenter, the light engineer, all of that.
well, Nigeria don't happen to you.
You know, easy. I'll be, you know. Well, Rodney Baba, it's good to have you, sir. Princess is back, but I'll let you please give us your own view on all of this quickly, sir.
Yes. Thank you for the opportunity to join the People's Parliament tonight. You know, I mean, for me, what is boiling in my heart is Yoruba nation, Biafra, let something happen. And I think what people don't realize is the fact that there is not going to be any war. I can only just pick up from where my sister ended, that the story of the 4 lepers. I mean, there's another story another Bible story I have to bring to help us paint the picture, you know, to help us paint the accurate picture of what is going to look like. You see, many times in the Bible, when people thought they were going to fight war, you know, especially when we all claim that we believe God and God is going to help us, the truth is we're going to have to discover that at the end of the day, God is not expecting you. When he told the children of Israel to go and fight, they said, oh, we saw giants there. We saw mountains there. Boy, it's like I told you before that there were giants there. There were all sorts of things there. So I didn't expect you to use your strength. I know that the giants are bigger than you. They are tougher than you. They have all their AK-47. They have their everything. But I just need you to show up. When you show up, you will discover that somebody is actually fighting for you. And the whole world will discover that somebody is fighting for you. And, you know, when you meet bullies, see, and you can see all the signs of bullies in these people. They come and just do some kind of attacks that you are not prepared for. They actually cut people
of the night like cowards.
Yes.
And then, you know.
Yes. They maim people in the way that they want you to say, Fulani. When you hear Fulani, you have a shock. They don't understand that you have come to meet warriors. You see? So the more we see those things, the more we want to cook your flesh and roast it like suya and eat. The more we see those things, the more you charge us up that so you can kill our people like this. So I want to assure people that by the time we go and meet that war, the people, we will not meet the people there anymore. Am I still in this show?
Oh, you are. I'm just putting you boldly on the screen for everybody to see you closer. Go on, sir.
We will not meet those people there. All God needs us to do is to show up. Show up.
Just show up.
When you show up there, you will discover that there's nobody there. It's just like what my sister said. When you show up, you will discover that there's nobody, because it is the same God you're calling that is fighting for you. And bullies, when you stand up to bullies, they put their hands down quickly. You will discover that they are not strong. They've just fed off your fear, you know. So all I am waiting for is to say, oh yeah, Yoruba nation.
So if you see the way things are right now, Rodney, I'll put it to you, right? Would you say we are closer to that reality? If the way the whole pressure is left, right, and center as we speak, would
my
you say
brother, we are inside that reality. We are not close to it. We are inside that. I don't believe that Buhari is alive. Okay, because if you look at the whole country, who does that? Things will be happening in a nation. You will not see the president to come out and speak. If he is alive, then he is the biggest bastard that I've ever seen in my life. You know, I mean, the people who run this whole Fulani game, they are so brainless, but our fear is making us look even more brainless than them.
Wow.
You know, you cannot be so scared of people. Do you think the whole world does not see all these things? You think that Britain doesn't know, UN doesn't know the whole massacre, everything that is happening all this while? You think it's now that, do you think they don't know that 1914 2014 already finished the whole amalgamation thing. You think they don't see us as so stupid to still be running with the 1999 constitution? I mean, everybody knows what's going on. I'm telling you, there's no way you can stand up for yourself that anybody will hold you back. Tell me, why should I be doing Omoluabi if you invite my brother? Tell me where your wife and your children are in that your house there. Right. If you see some people, they come and attack you, they are raping your wife, they are slashing your children in front of you. You will tell me you're acting Omoluabi.
That would be so impossible, Baba. Forget it.
I mean, we don't do that. We don't. That's why I was commending. I sent you some videos of one time of what Edo people did. You know, Fulani burnt. They burnt one Edo boy on Saple Road. My brother, Edo boys finished the whole Fulani colony. The next day, Fulani decided they were going to crown a Seriki in Benin City. Me, I for one, when I heard that, I say you should take that guy, that same guy that said that guy that should have been crowned Seriki, you should use him to do human sacrifice to the gods of Edo land, and tell them that in Benin City, in Edo, you don't have two kings.
No.
The second one must be sacrificed. You know, me, I'm not. I don't believe in all those things. I vex where they vex. Now they take the talk to how they take the next one.
So audacious. So many things.
Hear me. In Benin City, they caught four Fulani guys inside one kind of old beat up station wagon. They had all their bags, and everything. But when they opened those bags of gari and rice, they just found all sorts of weapons. You saw that now.
I saw that.
I was hearing them. They were discussing. That one say, okay, burn them alive. Another one said, don't burn them, don't burn. Then the other one said, we'll go kill you. Abi, you want me, we put you join them. That's what you're talking about. People can come to your house and come and do that to you. We're not trying to be politically correct here. You can't come to my house. Look at my face. If you dare it, I will eat you. I will eat your flesh. You can't come to my house and do that.
Let's go to other parliamentarians now. It seems that the queue is piling up now. And our time is...
God bless all of you. I hope that the people that are listening to me, they can be fired up and know that we don't have any fear for anybody. Let them come. Let them declare Yoruba nation and let us come out.
Bless you, Rodney. That's another parliamentarian who is what do you call it? A veteran of Maiyegun's diary, Politico. And here we come, the princess. God, please keep this network stable for this hour, at least for another 5 minutes, for our sake. Amen. The princess, Bawoni.
Amen. Oh, I'm well, Maiyegun. Good evening, everyone.
So you're welcome to the parliament tonight, and we are all here. Isma, go on.
Yes, Maiyegun. We will have to keep talking, yeah. And I hope we are able to get it right. Bringing God into it is not what I'm very good at doing, you know. God will not do what he has empowered you to do. He won't do it for you.
No.
You can't come around. Lord God, Jesus, worrying for me. I'm having a headache. God, Father, this headache. There is an analgesic there. Take it.
At least.
A person that made the analgesic, yeah, God gave that person the wisdom to do it.
That's right.
And wisdom is profitable to direct. Maiyegun, you can't make an omelette without breaking an egg.
No way.
You want to make egg sauce, you won't break the egg. It's either you are making sauce or you're just frying whatever it is you're frying. I got a voice message or voice note or something this afternoon of a man that was kidnapped at Ubumosho. You know, I felt his helplessness. you know, who are extremely pathetic, who are extremely annoying. Maiyegun, I was listening to that thing in my house and I was angry. You know, Fulani kidnapped the man that came in from America. And he was on the phone talking like a god. The person they were asking to raise money said they've only raised 1.4 million naira. Maiyegun. 1.4 táwọn ará bí raise yẹn. 1.4, they said they only had 1.4 put together. He said the man promised them 50 million. And is he a beggar? Is he an almanjiri? That why will he take 1.4? The man was like, okay, hold on till the evening or the next day. We can make this 3 million and bring it over to you guys so that you can know that we are working on something. He didn't listen. My God, they took that ransom. They killed the man.
They still killed him?
Yes. They killed the person that took the money and they killed the bike man that went with them.
Yeah. Oh dear.
They were making phone calls from there. If you steal my phone as an individual, Maiyegun, I know where to go. Oh, my track phone here for me, Mama Bitowa.
That's true.
I can use another phone to track my phone.
And see the
to
location.
know the location. Yes. So there is nothing hidden anymore. Nothing is hidden. The people that took the Kaduna ransom, yeah, tó fi release àwọn doctor tó ń sọ̀rọ̀ káàkiri ayé tó ń sọ pé ọ̀kan fẹ́ kú of malaria and all, they met checkpoints, police and military checkpoints. Maiyegun. Every police and military checkpoint, people were taking money. Police officers and the military were taking money, you know, off of the ransom. They wanting a certain amount, don't cut out of it.
Do you know another thing people said, which we've had witnesses, Princess? They said that if you see any roadblock, as of today, if you see roadblocks on the highway, right?
Yeah.
Pay attention very well. Kidnappers, then Fulani kidnappers, then they are not always far from there, especially if it is military checkpoints.
Yes, Maiyegun, they are right.
Kilometer into that forest, you will see the camp of where they are keeping people or where they are kidnapping and taking people to. But like you said, nobody is really looking for them. Nobody is really looking for them.
Nobody is looking for anybody. And Maiyegun, what will happen in Nigeria in the next 6-7 months will be Afghanistan will be a child's play.
You have said this
because in the situation, every checkpoint that people were getting, they were taking money from it. And when people said, when these people said they will be shot, the money will be shot, and the terrorists, they said no, the terrorists won't complain because they know we are here. They know we are here. Nigerian government sent us here without ammunitions and all, and we are here. The terrorists are paying. So it's about the higher bidder, the highest bidder. So Nigerian military can hand over to the bandits anytime soon, and nothing will happen. But nothing is going to happen. So Buhari in 1985, yeah, I think there was one OAU or something, one African something summit that they went for.
Head of state.
And
head of state.
Yes, it was the head of state, and they went for one African summit, and there was an Igbo man for a particular position in Nigeria. Yes. Yes, and there was a Niger Fulani guy. It went down in history that man chose his tribe.
He did.
Over his own country. So, àwọn tó ń gbé àwọn wèrè wá bá wa tó ń shove wọn down our throats should even be dealt with. I can beat my chest to it. Ashiwaju is not even meant to be out there doing jack. Gbogbo àwọn tó yẹ kó wà lẹ́wọ̀n lọ́wọ́ à ń sa Maiyegun.
They are the ones walking about. They are free.
Gbogbo àwọn tó yẹ kó wà lẹ́wọ̀n lọ́wọ́ à ń sa yìí. Gbogbo lọ́wọ́ à ń sa yìí now. Gbogbo àwọn tó yẹ kó sẹ́wọ̀n bí ọ̀bọ kó má rí ta mọ́. Gbogbo lọ́wọ́ à ń sa displaying what's not. Ole. If you are a thief, you are a thief. There is nothing like we are doing money laundering. Money laundering is, you're trying to make it a bit sophisticated. Ole niyi now. Ìran olè nìran yìí, ìran kíran nìran yìí. Kì í sọ bẹ́ẹ̀ ká kú síbẹ̀.
Bẹ́ẹ̀ ni o.
United Nations ṣe kinní kan, Tinubu jáde sí kinní kan, ẹni tó ń ta gbaná, tó ń ta igbó, tó jí èèyàn lówó, tó jẹ́ àfọ̀ gbogbo Lẹ́kì, dọ́nà Ẹ̀pẹ́, ẹ̀yàn kan lónìí. Ìhun tẹ wá ń kójọ yìí, ẹni tá à ń sọ yìí, bó sùn sórí bẹ́ẹ̀dì kò tó ọwọ́ wa báyìí, bí abirùn báyìí ló rí. Ìbò la wá ń lọ táàrọ̀ kọ̀wọ̀. Ìbò la ń lọ gangan. Ìbò la wà, ìbò la dé. Wọ́n ní àwọn Adébóyè. Kí lorúkọ bọ̀bọ̀ Obat. Àwọn Ọbásanjọ́. Yẹmí Ọ̀ṣínbàjò, ẹ fẹ́ ṣe kinní kan fún security Yorùbá là ń ṣe èpè mú àwọn tó fẹ́ ṣe fún wọn ni àbí wèrè ń gbélé wọn ni. Tó bá wọn tọwọ́ bọ̀, ó mà dá pọ́ jíṣu ògùn jẹ ni. Kí ló ṣẹlẹ̀? Ṣáwọn lọ ní struggle yìí ni? Where were they? Wọ́n gbórí Fọlọ́runṣọ́ Alákìjà ń bẹ̀. These are people that are profiting from the wealth of the land. Taylor ṣe dẹ̀ tó ní oil well.
Nigeria ni.
Taylor ṣe ní oil well, Maiyegun. The economy is going to go down in history. We've said that. Venezuela, now they buy meat. They allow the meat in the market. Gets rotten before they go and purchase it. It's always cheaper. We are heading there. We are going there. Maiyegun, thank you very much.
God bless
you. Allow other people to talk.
Yeah, it's such a pleasure having you. So I'm going to quickly go to Arinze, AC Arinze, because so many other people who started there with us, somehow they dropped off. We don't understand why. But let's start with Arinze and hope that Kingsley will still be here by the time Arinze is done. And then, so hopefully. So, sir, can you come closer? Yes. How are you?
I'm good. Good evening, everyone.
Good evening to you, and thanks for joining us.
I know good time to for a glamour. Make I just go direct to the point.
Oh yeah, now go for it.
I'll be one of your fans. Don't tell why they follow you. They observe the good work where they do.
Thanks, man. Thank you.
In terms of Nigerian problem, Nigeria is already less in peace. There is nothing to talk about that.
Tell us that, take us through it. You already rest in peace, said. Go on.
Rest in peace. I discovered that Nigeria don't rest in peace far back in 1996. I grew up in Jos. In 1996, I got to University of Jos to meet one of my guys from Benue State. As we are coming into the town, to the main town. Then he was holding me, he hold hand with his girlfriend. And the Fulani confronted all of us and tell us, say, remove your hand from the girl. You're not going to do that, you're not going to do that in here. If you want to do and go do them for East. And they both slapped for that Fulani man face. Then problem start, fight start. But luckily, the thing happened inside the town, not in a Muslim-dominated area. That's why we are alive. Then After 2 days, I called that my guy. I tell him, they say Nigeria is less in peace. Forget about it. Then time they go. 2020-21, that September, just fight start. What caused the fight? What is everybody they lie, they fool themselves. The king of Plateau State just died. Them Fulani say na their turn to rule. Now what caused that fight? Simple as ABCD. Them Plateau people hold ground, said they no go agree. Then at their land. Them Fulani carry fight come on. I mark my gun. I say Nigeria is less in peace. But people don't understand them. As I'm talking to you today, Maiyegun, in Jos, he get the place where we say you no go fit enter as a Christian. If you enter there, don't die with that. You no go come out alive.
Places like, tell my people.
If you go to Jos, any place, if you go to Dreaming, Bauchilod, that Masalashi Juma, where their central mosque there, that Masalashi Juma, once it's around 9 o'clock evening, as a Christian, you go run, cower. They just don't divide, total divide. As a Christian, if your leg enter where you're not supposed to enter, it don't go, you don't go come out alive. Now that place, now the people see they shout Nigeria, shout the election, then they joke, then they deceive themselves. Many local government Fulani don't capture many local government, combatant to Fulani local government. People see they shout on one Nigeria for that less in peace country. Okay. Make I come and go to this useless so-called BB brother Nigeria where Western world and the Mamiati and the sponsor. Then take that rubbish to come out our people mind. Carry our mind, go somewhere. Imagine how the condition of Nigeria as it is today. People still they wash that rubbish, big brother Nigeria. People still they buy petrol to one generator because the electric, to wash that rubbish, that pump program. For west, for western side, for our side, not be for north, but for north, talk that rubbish of big brother Nigeria. Mama no born you and make it talk that rubbish. Now for our side, they shout election. Our people still they busy. They use the small change where they get for phone to make vote for that rubbish. Small change where they get for phone. Then see they use and they vote for that nonsense. But they're not going to come vote for this. They are useless election. What they thought election. They're not going to come vote. As I therefore, that country, you see, I grew up in North. I understand Northerners. Mostly those Fulani. But you see, our own side, we were the shout west. Our problem, na mental slavery. That's our biggest problem, mental slavery. I be IPOB. I followed Nnamdi Kanu, my leader, great leader Nnamdi Kanu. But if I have the power when Nnamdi Kanu have, first, I will burn down every single church in Biafra land. Burn it to 0%. Here in this country where I go, why I go burn the church? That church now the key for our mental slavery. This country where I did, then be Roman Catholic. Church, no, they open here, like then they open for their place. On Sunday, they go open in the morning, open in the evening time. Chokota, the church, they go close. Let's the one do burial, the one come play for person where die. Now you go see them open an ordinary day.
That's true.
For here, they not born you well. Make you open your mouth to preach for church. Say now God they give work. Now God they do this. Then go charge you to court. If they mislead the public.
For misleading, that's true.
But for an adult nonsense, now our problem that is mental slavery. Now our biggest problem, we will be West. For this place where I did this small, they not get tell you, they not get where I just did they manage, they drink my beer, they live my life, go JJ.
Bless you.
Crusade is not allowed. It's not allowed. It cannot talk that rubbish 2 times. Crusade is not allowed here. But then be Roman Catholic.
Now them be, because they will be Romans or then be Catholic or come be Roman Catholic.
Crusade is not allowed. All this nonsense. I will tell you one story. One of my friends from Yoruba guy.
Yeah.
He met with a very good woman from Australia. This thing happened 9 years ago. It helped me to collect my head to come out from mental slavery. And from there, I begin to come out I become freedom. I become free from mental slavery. In a pastor. So when he met this multi-rich woman from Australia, then got married in this country, Malta. Then when they want to open a church, and the government here told him, use that money to open a factory. We are not going to give you a license to open any church here. From that moment, I become free from mental slavery. Then they not give them they not give them the license. He have to pack in load, carry the woman, go to Nigeria. He get church now for Lagos.
A big church.
He get church for Lagos. He pack in load, go back to Nigeria and open church. But here they refuse him license to open a church. They ask him open a factory, industry, create a job, not church.
Exactly.
So if our problem, the one where they scatter my head, would they hear them they preach? I get better life for Europe, America, where would they? But people where they that place, where they that Nigeria, where would they fight, they defend? Then go use 15 naira, last 15 naira where they get for phone. They vote for Big Brother Nigeria. They vote for that POM program, POM movie. All this killing, kidnapping, that is it. No food for them to eat. But then go carry their life, then go even call you for you there abroad. I beg, if you send me 1,000. Now, what if they want to recharge their phone to watch Big Brother Nigeria or to recharge their DSTV? They don't get mental slavery. That is their mind, their head not dead there. The West our Nigerian are less than peace to start with.
My brother, sir, it's such a pleasure having you, especially the fact that you actually spoke so much from the heart. That's one thing I love about the People's Parliament, and it's been an incredible time with you, okay? Thank you so much, okay? Let me go to another person to also give us their own insight, too. The views from another, parliamentarian. So I'm going to come to you, sir. Kingsley Akabioku. Sir, it's over to you. Let me unmute you quickly. Grant. So, good evening.
Hello, good evening, Maiyegun.
Good evening, sir.
All right, can you hear me? Good evening, Maiyegun.
Yeah, all of us can hear you, but can you hear me?
Yes, I can hear you very clearly. Thank you.
That's a go. Go on, sir.
Yeah. Okay, so there are just three things I want to talk about. And it's interesting to see how it looks like Nigeria is a place where not to think, is a place you shouldn't think, you shouldn't reason, where everything shouldn't make sense. And it is normal that things shouldn't make sense, right? Okay, so now the killings, the insecurity we see today had a trajectory. We saw Agatu massacre. We saw killings here and there. A reasonable projection should have said that with a period of time, Abuja will be invaded. And today, people are still wondering, is the president really behind this? What is going on? He is not capable. You see, I told people that what is going on in Nigeria is not insecurity. Let's settle this argument. Right. What is going on is terrorism, is government terrorism. It is very clear. This is the truth. Their evidences are there. That's why I said Nigeria is not a place people are meant to think. It is a place you are meant to follow like a mumu, which Fela said in the 80s. So how do you tell me that there is a jailbreak in the seat of power, where the president was the host of this jailbreak? Because that is what happens. Anywhere there is a jailbreak, they call the leader of the community the host of the jailbreak. So the president hosted the jailbreak. That's the truth. Now, after this jailbreak, up till today, he has not said anything seriously.
No.
There's no punitive measure. There's no punishment. He only set up a committee. My brother, you know how many committees that are set up in Nigeria?
It is just
It's over 1,000 committees. In fact, federal government has committees, states have committees. If you go to local government, they have committees set up to fight insecurity, to fight, corruption. So there is terrorism sponsored by the state going on. And that's on the one part. On the second part is that under our nose, under our very eye, Nigeria is sharing power with terrorists. That's the truth.
Empowering, emboldening them and all that right before our eyes.
Yes, we draw a security budget of, let's say, 5 trillion naira. The question is, what is the ratio that goes to terrorists? Because these terrorists have been settled one time or the other. We may not put them in the budget. We may not reflect their name on our budget, but they are sharing from our budget. So how else do you share power if these people are sharing from your budget? It is only at this point you and I know that Nigeria is broke, that terrorists are now collecting directly from citizens.
Yes.
When Nigeria was a bit buoyant, you and I don't know about how they settled this thing.
We didn't know.
But Nigeria is broke. So everybody is aware that this country is broke. So they said, okay, can we feed from the floods? They said, no problem, but please make it dramatic. So there is a clear sharing of power. And for you to get the endorsement of these people in power, you must have understood the sharing of power and you must have consented to it
as well.
So when I see people think that Tinubu is a Yoruba representing Yoruba interest, I just laugh, because Tinubu is not going. He understands, he knows better how this thing works and the interest. The Fulanis are the only tribe in Nigeria that do not have a place where they say this is for Fulani. This the same way Yorubas, Igbos, even in River State, you have small ethnic tribes that can say this is our land.
This is our land.
The Fulani want to achieve that, and they are doing that by all means. And they cannot pursue this objective in the north, because the north is not a fertile ground. They want a place where they can still hold on to some economic interest. So there is serious government terrorism. But the good news is this: these people have a limit. They don't want to destroy Nigeria in total. That's the truth.
Yeah.
They want to put pressure on everybody to submit. So you say, okay, can we reshare this land? Okay, you take this place becomes yours. Then when this is gotten, they will now begin to pursue the real political power. So people in Nigeria are not seeing these things. Maybe they are seeing it, but the real politicians are the ones dancing around the situation. Then on a final note, I want to say it clearly that we will continue to do election in Nigeria and continue to do election in Nigeria, even if they bring in an Igbo man to be the president. There will always come to a point where he consents to this, dubious objective. So until we change that constitution, until we do proper census in Nigeria, such that people will be able to know how many people are even living in this country, and until we begin to balance power properly, move regional governments to control their resources, control their people, control their internal security at least.
Devolution.
Yeah, at least internal security. We have stayed in Nigeria that federal government speaks for terrorists.
Sadly.
So they come for your life, you rise up to fight them. Federal government rise up against you, not against the enemy. So who is the enemy? You. So when you add up all these fractions, you see that it adds up to the fact that there is a state terrorism. It happened in Afghanistan. The state, the power, the government in power shared power with terrorists, but was dancing around it until the time they agreed on. He just left. He deceived the people, and the people thought he was fighting for them. But when the time they agreed, if you rule 3 years, remember, is this period, when it was time, terrorists did not shoot a single gun in the air. The guy just left.
You are right.
He walked away. So that's how to share power. But you have to make it dramatic to look real, that there is something you're doing. Buhari told us that the people that killed the presidential guard were distinguished in Abuja. Nobody saw pictures. Army that we know that even if they kill a fly, they will post it on every platform on social media, on every media. But they say they killed 30 people that attacked the presidential guard. Nobody saw the pictures. So these guys are just playing with us because Nigerians have been made not to think again, not to reason, not to use their head. And if there is any reasonable person around you, you become the fool. Thank you for having me.
Thank
I
you
appreciate
very much. Kingsley, you are a star. Thank you so much for that insight into the conversation. So I am going to go straight to Samuel Oviawe. My Oga is somehow, I think you were driving, then you just sparked. I've been seeing you there. I won't keep you waiting too much longer, sir. How are you? Let me unmute you first. Ahmed is there. I am coming to you, Kenny. In fact, I have Buhari Olarewaju, one very good brother of mine, I would say. If he's going to be able to participate tonight, it will be wonderful. So I have Ahmed, but I'm going to let Samuel speak. Do you mind? How are you, Sam?
Hey.
So, sorry, I just removed you there. Or more, is that you?
Maiyegun General. Hey, God. General.
Let's deal with this first, and then we will have to talk. I mean, I've not seen you for 10 years, 15, or I don't know. Forever. I'm happy to see your face, Baba. How are you?
Yeah, I'm good. Hey, General. God. I'm talking to Sheyi live. Hey. My blood.
Yeah, brother.
What's up now? How you doing? Oh, man, congratulations, man. You've gone far. Oh God. I don't know how to say this. Man, how you go?
Yeah.
Hey, man, you remember one thing? I introduced some of my friends to this Maiyegun portfolio, political portfolio. So most time they will listen. Later, someone told me, or more, how come you get this guy? This guy is loaded. This guy is like, he's not in Nigeria, but he knows what is going on in Nigeria even more than we are in Nigeria.
I mean,
I said, if you want to know anything about Nigeria, listen to this guy. This guy will update you. So one day I said, come, how this guy they get information? I said, hey, and even he knows the past history of Nigeria. I said, how more? Make I tell you one thing. You remember back then when you go use your chop money buy newspaper?
Well, I've shared this, you know, in the look page. You're wondering,
yes.
Baba, the papers. Why do you always buy papers? And then people will come and say, do you have papers? Do you have any paper for today? And I'm always,
God. I said, this guy don't they read this thing, not be today. He's born for this. But this guy is updated. When he tell you something, we must take him. That's what it be. Man, Maiyegun, I congratulate you. I congratulate you. I congratulate you. Man, more grace to your elbow.
Thanks, man.
God will multiply you.
Amen.
Beyond your understanding.
Amen.
Beyond your limits. Now, Maiyegun, let's go back to Nigeria. Good. You know, say me, I did Nigeria. And one way or the other, Nigeria don't pass through me.
I mean,
see,
no joke.
See, you see, when the typical Nigerian man move down the streets to hustle, the first thing is what he's going to put on the table to survive for the next day. It's like a jungle. It's a jungle. We need to keep moving and moving on to survive for the next day. We not get leaders. We no get. We no get. Honestly. Now, straight one. See the Northerners, I think from the Fulani Caliphate. They understand Nigeria. They know that there's opportunity for them in Nigeria. And they can make Nigeria. And they've been planning it. Not today. Not today. Now, if you read our stories, the Hausa, the main Hausas, as in those the Kanuris, what they call them, call their names.
Hausas,
yeah. Yes. But you read their stories. You know, when they were being attacked by this Fulani, that was when our Fodio regime then, when they started bringing them because they want to have more power against these people. Other states, other tribes, we are watching them, looking at them. Nobody's assist. Now they start moving gradually, move back to Kano, to other states. Now they got to power. They started deciding how to move Nigeria. Now I think they've finished North already. They know the main money is from the South.
Right.
They know that the main money is from the South. Now they started playing the game. And you know, these are our people from the South. They know. And they believe if I can assist them to achieve, I will also feel, you know,
I'll benefit from it.
Yes, it happens to this guy in Afonja. Same story. You want to empower yourself against your people. Same thing is happened to our people, our Siftumbu. He's not here to do anything. He knows that you have the back of the same people. And they will tell you, this is what the North wants. And you will take it the way it is. Even why he wants to make that power? We are not just saying the truth. See that power that you see. So that president is to legalize, to correct, and to make the laws that everything that you have stolen in Lagos State will permanently be his.
Permanently be
jokes. You know, everything that this guy have is not his own. Somebody will tell me, no, you know, two people go to school, forget that. They just want to, what's it called? They just want to rubbish him. Which school did you go? No, when he speaks, you know, this guy is learned. He knows what he's doing. Like I told my friend in the office that, see, a layman will not go to someone's account and steal money. Hackers,
Very
or
smart.
they need an accountant that will tell them how to do it. Tinubu knows everything about all this politics, accounts, how to milk people. He's good at it. See what Alpha Beta is getting in Lagos. See what Alpha Beta is getting. Just a company, just one company.
Collecting all
See
your
what they're
taxes.
getting. Yes. See what they're getting. Do you know? Let me bust your brain here. Do you know that Primero?
Primero.
Lagos State buy that bus.
Lagos
Yes.
BRT.
He's the owner of that Primero. Lagos State buy that bus to do business. Tinubu hijack it, take it, and it's not paying them back a dime.
Do you want me to also bust your own brain a little bit as well? In fact, the money they set up Primero, they raised the bond in the market in the name of state government, right? They collected the 50 billion.
Yes, no jokes.
Naira for starting BRT.
Yeah.
They handed it over to Primero, a private company. And Lagos State is repaying the debt.
Yes.
Primero is keeping the 50 billion. So if they run out of money, Lagos will give them more money to buy more cars.
So go back to Lagos State.
Back. You are right.
Yes. Yes. You are correct. You are perfectly correct. And the same thing he would do. No, they said if Tinubu gets by, we give light. Man, we will pay through our nose. There will be light, yes, but we will pay. See Highland. This what toll gates. If not that of NSAS, you know what much those people are making
in a day.
You know how much they are making daily, steady. That's why they have to kill people.
I mean, they use Lagos
because
State.
They want the money to continue.
They use Lagos State money to construct the road. They put
yes.
toll gates in it.
Yes.
And they the private company.
Look at that private company to run the business.
People. I mean, who can do that if you are not really smart? I quite agree with you or more that sometimes we shouldn't see them as stupid or foolish or dumb. They are not.
Yeah.
No dumb people can steal
now,
not really.
Now, when Tinubu is talking, he will say, go to Lagos State. You have a structure. Structure my foot. Criminal. They always have something to back themselves up now, you know? They always have something to back themselves up. And somehow, they will, if you now attack them, they will, they want to be politically correct.
Correct.
That this is how it is being done. You know, a politician, you cannot catch a politician. But let's put things right. If Lagos State, I asked someone, if Lagos State is the 5th largest economy in West Africa, Lagos State has money than Ghana.
State among countries.
Among countries. And see how Lagos State is. Go to Cotonou. Go and see how Cotonou is well organized. And I told them, you see, most people here in Nigeria, the level of illiteracy is very high. Illiteracy is not bad because you go to school, you are learned. You can be literate in some things. The level of illiteracy is, they have to give us something that, like, they have to, so that they can have their way. If constructing even roads, come to Lagos to come and see roads. Come and see. Now we have problem of especially this my area. After Ilasa, we have a Diaraba before you drop into Surulere. Come to a Diaraba and see flood. And if they do one small thing, government will show, they don't know it's their responsibility.
No.
They don't know.
So when they say,
I'm telling you,
now, Lagos, that you live in Lagos or more, you are in Lagos, Abi, So, and since when we were younger, back then, in a Lukweju, right, we had to rely on the people who are the Merua who are selling water, or we go to the who sell the water beside because there's no real government worker, or we can see the bust water pipe in the gutter that we always fetch from, and it's been like that for let's say 15 years or more. You are there today. Have water, drinking water that you can turn your water on right now. Not your bowl. Do you have any? 22 years after democracy.
It's my See, Maiyegun, it's things have been developed just by themselves. People are just trying to find a way out, develop things. We are on our own. We are on our own. Now, see, they said the ban bike. Someone said, move forward, see, it's good like that. And I said to the guy, Talon go walk kada, Lossy Island. See, on Obada, see, go back sealed up. Talon. Now,
which normal person go jump on top of kada?
Now, those people that they are saying that now, they are now crying. Because if you want to leave the mainland to the highland now, if you don't jump out before 6, 5 or more, 10 go pass, 11 go pass, you go late go office. Even some companies, they've rescheduled their resumption to 9 or 10. No jokes, I'm telling you.
Let me go to the other parliamentarians as well, Baba.
No problem, Maiyegun.
We need to talk, and I would say, you know, I am going to find a means to get to you tonight after this program. Okay, it's so important. So we'll talk. We have to.
No problem, man.
You have a good one, Baba. Thanks for joining us again
tonight.
More. So I am going to quickly go to Ahmed. Are you still there? Everything is dark and blanked out and all that, so that will make it easier for me to bring you. I don't know if there is light. Ahmed Buhari Olariwa. Can you hear me, Baba? Let me see if I can. I know you are joining us from where?
There is no light. There is no light.
Okay. So I am going to let you just speak for a few minutes then, because people are know, and I can't tell you to use your phone flashlight. Put it on your face like that, and then So, Ahmed, quickly.
Well done, sir. I just have a little thing to say. You see, people resort to violence because of frustration and inability of the government to secure life and property of the people, citizens. Citizens take law into their hands because the government are not serious. And the genesis of this insecurity in Nigeria started from Benue State, if we could record vividly, when Alimadu Sheri was the governor of Benue State. He invited Yusuf to Nigeria, and they all gathered some members and gang, including the former Minister of Education, Shekau, when he was the governor of Kano State. These people gave monthly, what do they call, subvention to these terrorists, so that they were able to be doing their obedience. And this is what started, and you could see the last time when the governor of Katsina State, Masabri, he went down to where these terrorists are with his security. And he was telling them that it was this President Muhammadu Buhari. I have the video. It's not that maybe I'm saying something I don't have knowledge of. He was speaking with Hausa and was telling them that it was President Muhammadu Buhari that sent him to this place to come and negotiate with them. Why? Reason why? Because there's some of the terrorists that was arrested by the security agency. So they kidnapped members of the Katsina. So they wanted to swap. So when the government are telling you that they didn't know where these terrorists are, is a far big lie. Last year, if I could record, United Emirates listed some Nigerians who are sponsoring terrorism in Nigeria. 2 or 3 among them are from the Aso Rock. Up to this moment that we have, the president and every government agency has not listed this name of these people. Never did they even prosecute them. So what are we talking about? And I just want to do it shortly because of there's no light.
Wanted to add something to corroborate what you have said as well. I remember Baba Falan also raised the alarm, and it was last year. He said, didn't the DSS say they have over 400 Boko Haram terrorists in detention? Why are they not publishing their names? And since then, they haven't published many of those names, or should I say none. Then we had a Kuje prison break. We now realize that commanders of Boko Haram have been kept in Kuje inside Abuja, and nobody knew about them. Not a day in prison, in courts. So which lay credence to what you just said right now. Yeah.
Yeah. So last time when you see Tinubu is a desperate politician, like I do say, is a desperate politician that can do anything to get everything. He will make sure that he do anything to get everything. Last time when Fashoranti daughters was killed by this Fulani herdsmen, he was interviewed and he said, "Where are the cows?" No longer than maybe 3 months, those people were arrested. They came out. Even they went to presidential candidate Falai. They attacked Falai. These people were arrested, and it was so clear that these people are Fulanis. When Tinubu was denying, not even a single statement to condemn the killing, because he knew that he is nurturing an ambition that will never be fulfilled. So all I say is that we Nigerians, especially we that we are in Nigeria presently, we are the one that know what is happening. And you could see what even happened in Owo, where 50 people was killed.
Just like that.
Just like that. And someone will tell you that they didn't know where these people are. Like an investigative journalist, let me mention his name, Fisher Soyibo. When someone was kidnapped in Ondo State, so they find all means. The police were saying, "Oh, they can't track." So then I say, "Okay, we find an agency that normally do this tracking. All what we need is to deploy your men to the scene so that you will guide us." They contacted the DSS, even the government. They did not show up. They did not do anything, and they see where these people are. They know where these people are. So who is fooling who that today we saw what happened today in front of our police headquarters in Abuja, where kidnappers was being arrested, and in front of that there is a bush, a thick forest there where they kidnap people there, and people will tell you that these people are far away from the city. Meanwhile, they are even near the city, kidnapping people. So it's very unfortunate. Thank you, sir.
Thank you very much. I wish we could see your eyes and then I have enough time to spend with you tonight. But it's a pleasure that you managed to stay back indeed to share that with us. Stay safe, eh? Have a good one. So that's Ahmed. Now I'm going to go to Kendi Okeowo, and then I have kept you there like forever. People get to know why. So you see, another veteran, Adiola, he has his way of timing things. He's timed himself right now for the last part. So I'm keeping the best for the last for everyone. And thanks so much, everybody who have spent their Kenny,
okay.
Over to
you. Thank you, sir. Maiyegun. I want to appreciate this opportunity one more time to be part of a parliament today, and also to share, a little bit of my thoughts with you and with other folks, as usual. And then another thing is that I think the last time I came in, engaged in the parliament. I was here. I think Adiola too was there at the same time. So it looks like
right behind you.
Exactly. So it looked like Adiola is just watching my back, or I'm watching his back, or there. I don't know.
Nature is putting the right men in the right places right now. So Great for
Yeah,
us.
yeah. Okay, all right. So, yeah, Maiyegun, so and the viewers, please. I don't have much to say. You know that I'm one of the die-hard follower of yours. But you see, everybody has been saying what is happening and everything. I don't want to say anything in that direction anymore. You know why? Because there's nothing new that I want to say. I mean, everybody pretty much saying everything, right?
As well, right?
Exactly. So, but I want to shift a little bit, and to the Yoruba Union platform that you launched.
Oh,
You
brilliant,
see,
sir.
yeah. So I was thinking that it's a good idea, which trust me, when the volunteering process, kicked off, I would want to be part of the volunteer in Canada here. Yeah. So I mean, I live in Toronto, Canada. So yeah. So now a thought was coming to me in that, okay, I think this idea, we can actually put some professionals together and drive, the campaign for this particular platform, strictly for this platform, both digitally, I mean, online and offline as well. We can come up with different digital campaigns, that would,
I got your message in that regard, either a comment or a message. I was reading something similar, and I bet it could be from you, where you're like, put things together to, go on, sir. I want to listen.
Yeah, exactly. So I think I've did that in the comment the day you launched it. I was working that day and I saw a notification. So, okay, well, let me just see what Maiyegun is doing. As I was working, I was, listening. But so if we can come up with a good strategy in terms of online campaign,
right?
Because most of our youth, they use mobile phone here and there. I mean, in Nigeria as well, all over the world. If you can come up with a good strategy to digital solution campaigns, different campaigns to target different, segment of the Yoruba people. Exactly. And then that would be a good drive, even offline, right? So if you have different solutions for different segments of Yoruba and target them specifically, and I think, I mean, by that we'll go a very long way, and also we will be able to drive our solution out there on time, quickly, as much as possible. Yeah. So it seems to me that we know what is going on, we know the problem, and we also know the solution. So where we are right now is to kind of work towards the solution. So how do we get the solution on time? How do we get there
quickly, Sir Kenny? A quick one, just to let you know that it seems that our hearts are synchronizing all together. Okay, we have a bit of a legal slowdown, which is in a way also done on some things, but technically, right? We somebody suggested at the time that we should, like you said, that we should have digital campaigns like videos,
short videos, SMS, online banners, sometimes music that could actually, like how do I put it now, like jingles, video, audios, and all the like, all from all digital form, right? That can actually catch the interest of different segments of Yoruba. Yeah, because trust me, I'll tell you that some Yoruba believe that you're coming for Yoruba nation. You see that Oriolokun, whatever thing, it's demonic, whatever. Some people, I bet with you, a lot of people as a Christian still have that kind of mindset too.
And all. Okay.
Exactly. Okay. So sometimes those kind of things might probably discourage them. Some of them I've engaged one or two Yoruba people that are Christians that I know around here, and then they're like, "Oh, are you sure? No, they will not start doing all these." I said, "Come on, I'm a professional. You know me. You were part of those that were even questioning me that, Kenny, what's wrong with you? Why are you doing Yoruba Nation? What's this?" I said, "I'm a Yoruba Nation evangelist." I said, "Who is your leader?" I said, "I'm the leader of myself." I mean, anytime I have opportunity, I talk to them. Even if I go to African markets very close to me, they know me that, oh, Yoruba Nation evangelist. They see me, they saw that, okay, this guy is a professional. Funny enough, there was a time, let me just share this very quickly, just to corroborate what I'm trying to say. There was a time that I just left church, I was coming, and I branched on the African market, and I saw those advanced age men, and they were drinking, African, whatever they, and some of them have been talking to themselves about the way to go is Yoruba nation and all of that. But a lot of them, among them, they don't, they just ignore. I mean, those kind of things. So there was a day.
Not complain
Yeah,
about it.
I was surprised. I just coming from church. I was suit my tie and everything. I just came out of my car and I heard us. I said, "Oh, sorry, okay, your presidential is the solution." They were talking about one Nigeria. I said, "Oh, forget about Tinubu." Oh, I was about to enter, and all of them just paid attention to me. Like, who's this guy? You're wearing tie. I mean, you're a young guy. Whatever. It's so strange that they heard Yoruba nation from my mouth. Maiyegun, lo and behold, I spent almost 15-20 minutes there to educate them. At the end of the day, those guys, in fact, they said, "Oh, if I drink, they will buy drink for me and all that." And since that day, I'm telling you, most of those old papas that are there, most of them now start believing because what they heard it from me.
That's brilliant.
Because why? Because they felt that, oh, this guy looks like a very learned guy. Look at the dress, look at everything, and he's bringing the message of Yoruba nation. And I'm like, yeah, I do that within my circle, but I was able to talk to them. It was just like evangelism, and all of them accepted that. Okay, it is true. It is true. They were even telling me that one of them has been telling them, but don't listen to them because probably they are all the same set of people. They felt, oh, what do you know? What do I know? So I was able to bring some innovations to the conversation.
So now,
and drag that.
This is what I'm going to say to you in order to make it easier, right? We believe that if we finish with our signing up this weekend, we are working on opening up the interactive part of the platform, which means all of us can see ourselves. Okay,
right?
You can send me a message. I can send you a message on that same platform. You can comment on what I put out there. I can comment on yours. Right. So, and then, like you said, there are concerns, feedback. We need to educate our people that whatever they've told you about this, that they are not what they are. With a good education, which is one reason why we are doing what we are doing in the first place, right?
Yeah, right.
So I believe you have this digital marketing, background or somehow.
I'm into FT. I'm into software development. I'm into IT.
Yeah. So definitely, you then have friends, associates, and all that who are also probably like a digital marketer.
Yeah, pretty much.
Probably speaking from that back end, right? So what you do for us is this: by the time we set up the platform enough to what we want it to be like, people like yourself, your expertise, your expertise will be so greatly needed. Where you have passion for this, you understand what we want to do, and you know how to deliver the message how you want it to be. So people like yourself can passionately put together, campaigns that deliver the message raw, real, undiluted. So I want to say I'm with you on this. Okay.
Yeah. No problem. Yeah. So once that time comes, the little things I can volunteer to do. Yeah. Because I mean, I do a lot of voluntary whatever here as well. A volunteer different whatever. But
somebody is working on something right now. My team is working on something, which is the animated video of what Yoruba Union is all about. What are we going to do? How do you join? How do you help?
Objective and all of that. So we can drive that.
We can that for me now. When it's ready, I'm going to share it here. And then many people you can share it to other people on WhatsApp everywhere too.
Exactly.
So there are things like that. Or somebody like you raising it right now even makes it means that it's so important we have to do it. Go on.
Okay. All right. So another thing is that, we know that I think we need to intensify more in the areas of educating our people. Trust me, Maiyegun. Right. I know some people are getting it, but they're not really, it's not gotten to a level that will prepare them to behave the way we want them to behave, that a normal person would behave. Why did I say so? Because of a long, most of them have, been in poverty for, I'm not talking about somebody that is working that can eat 3 times that I think it's comfortable. But trust me, poverty is still driving the psychology of poverty. Is still driving a lot of them.
Some of our people who are still okay right now, they are just one sickness away from poverty.
Exactly.
Sickness, they will sell everything they have, and that's them.
Yeah, Maiyegun, to support that, my point, right? So sometimes I know we're so disappointed the way we expect our people to react, that a normal humans to react to things like this and go for a change. But back home in Nigeria, we find out that people are so docile. We know the problem. government is using poverty as a tool to suppress their mind. We know that. Even someone who is working, who's feel that okay, is comfortable, can afford whatever, is still being driven, is thinking, his thought process, psychological, is still being driven by poverty. And why did I say so? Well, I'll give an example of when I of myself, what I experienced. Okay, very quickly, because when I joined this struggle, I've been in this struggle of finding solution for Nigeria. Let's talk about solution, not just the problem. Why are things the way it is? And I got to the limelight of that. That was when I left university, my first degree at that time, University of Ibadan. Now, what do I want to say? That I left university, I came to Lagos to struggle, right? And then everybody keeps saying everything is bad. Even myself too, I joined them, everything is bad, everything is bad. Nobody's trying to logo. But I got a job. And when I got a job, Maiyegun, the first month, when I saw the alert of my salary, do you know that I couldn't sleep for like 3 days?
Why? Was it that big? It was that big, or
it was that big as at 2009? You're earning close to 500k.
Well, that's more than 5 million of I would say. Then that's big.
So Maiyegun, I could tell you for like a week or thereabout. I will log on to my account again. Even though I got the job offer letter and everything like a month before that, I got the alert. But psychologically, I'm still here to process. Until when that money alert came, I'm like, oh, it wasn't that it was so bad for me before that time though. I can afford to eat, basic thing and all that. Just that I couldn't afford to live the kind of life I wanted to, and I'm like, I saw that, I was like, hey. Shortly after that, Walegun, about 3 months after, when I keep checking my car, I see like, okay, obviously I heard now there's nothing I could not.
It is normal. It's your salary.
I bought a car by myself. Nobody. I bought the car. I started living the life. When I saw the manifestation, Maiyegun, that's when things now begin to occur to me, seeing things differently.
Right.
Things that people will say, I don't want to question. Let me just go. Let me do my test. I say, why? Why is this? It's not right. You begin to see things. When government says something, you begin to see like, what the heck is this? How can somebody, where are competencies? Questioning things. Like pretty much the way we do now. I started doing that. And I'm like, okay, it was because at a point, the finance was able to drive me to a particular point. And trust me, the first time I traveled outside Nigeria in 2010, Maiyegun, it was just South Africa. A friend of mine has been there. We've been talking. I just went to visit him one of my vacations. Okay, let me just try what's going on. Do you know I came back to Nigeria for 2 weeks? I couldn't sleep.
Why? Angry.
Oh my goodness. I was so hungry to the point that my office was Lekki. I was like, this Lekki that looks like a slum.
It will always look at the end of
and the way we used to perceive South Africa as if forget we are the giant of Africa, we have everything. Oh my goodness, I came back to Nigeria and I looked like, this looked like a real shit hole. Then I begin to get to another level of thinking.
Exactly. Begin to see that we deserve better, Sha. Which kind of life is this?
Oh my goodness.
You know you had money, because Baba, you know what I tell people? I said, we will not deceive ourselves. Poor man, no, they travel out. Forget it.
Yeah.
Are you with me? It's not cheap to travel out of Nigeria. Forget it. So if you manage to get out of Nigeria, then you will see through what they have put you through. Even though you get money for that same Nigeria, they manage your life, they drive car and all of that. Which kind of life? Which kind of bond? You should be angry. If you are not.
Goodness. I was so angry I couldn't sleep for 2 weeks. When I came back, I'm like, is this how I took the campaign to my immediate circle? Oh, they said, okay, is it because you have traveled? That's why you are. I said, it's not because of that.
You go be like us soon. No worry. You just
exactly. So up until the point that unless I travel around the world, I'm like I said, okay, any suru, are we cursed here? Even the people that you look up to in Nigeria, you feel that they've been traveling abroad, or maybe they are lawyers, they are activists. They just come back and remain the same, as if they are benefiting from the whole thing. And they're happy seeing people, begging on the street, seeing people, in abject poverty, seeing people behaving like, So I was looking like, what kind of behavior is this? It's not human. These are not human behavior. These are the symptoms of the broken system that need to be fixed.
Country.
Yeah, that need to be fixed. And I'm ready to be part of the solution. I was doing education before I then came across the platform. I was okay, yeah. I think this guy has a better idea. Let me start listening to this guy.
I found a place where I can help you normal. Now somebody will at least talk something that will tell it. I can say, yeah. So I'm not really bad. You know why some people said they love Maiyegun General Politico is that they said before they found Maiyegun General Politico, right? Usually when they argue within their circle and all of that, even they themselves, when they are alone, they will be wondering that like everybody is looking like them that they are not normal. Now, why are you complaining? Why are you every small thing you go there, like say you are not Nigeria, but the moment they found Maiyegun General Politico, they realize that actually they are normal. Yeah. Now the people around them don't accept abnormalities as normal.
God bless. God bless you.
Get mental. Now you decrease.
Maiyegun, let me tell you something today. Part of the PTSD that I brought from Nigeria to here, you are part of those ones that actually helped me to get over them.
I swear.
I'm telling you, see that therapy.
I'm my own PTSD here. You know why?
Oh my goodness.
Yeah? If you are with people who have similar experiences, when you talk, you won't feel like you are speaking to the wall. And that's one thing I appreciate so much about people on Maiyegun General Politico, including yourself, Kenny. See, I wish we can spend more time talking, okay?
Yeah, Maiyegun, let me just round up. Yeah, exactly. Thank you so much for this opportunity. And, I'll stand by and listen to every other one and listen to my great friend as well, Adiola. All right, thank you.
God bless you, sir. So let me now go to this, the biggest masquerade. It's always been. It's just that off late it's not been, but somehow he's back into his gig, or on his gig, I would say. So how are you, sir? Adiola, it's good to see you again.
Maiyegun, I just want to come catch cruise tonight, man.
Okay. So I am going to let you catch that. There's this guy, Module. Module is such a guy that sometimes I just love, I just kind of love listening to you a lot as well. So Module will share about 2 minutes of our time, but Adiola first. I'll let you.
So I just want to catch cruise tonight, man. I just want to catch cruise. You said everything, man. You said everything, And
that song. Which song is that, Adiola? They said that if you talk through, you collect. I mean, if you catch cruise, you collect. Catch cruise. Go on, sir. What's the way?
So we can't really expect much from Nigerians, in terms of how education is there, how things are. You can't really expect much. You can't expect people to really see the light, just like the previous caller, mentioned, you be thinking, is this normal? This is really abnormal. This is like dystopia. But it is dystopia. It is dystopia. For me, it doesn't, it has all the markings of a failed state, a failed state has been state captured. Our leaders they've really state captured everything. It has all the markings of a state capture. How can you,
sitting dog, waiting to be slaughtered. I mean, waiting to be killed.
Is it worse than that?
Just sit down there.
Worse than that. You be thinking for a country that has, bright minds, you would expect something different, but you will find that the source of crude should be the source of refinement. The source of crude should be the source of refinement. Anything other than that is just pure wastage. Just like you mentioned yesterday, you would pipe, metal all the way to Niger for 500. Is it 500? Is it $500 million? $500 million barrels a day.
Start with, they are increasing to 500,000 a day.
500,000 barrels per day. You are piping away from the source. From the source. I'll be thinking, why is it that the people living in that area are not more or less, up in arms and feel, cheated? But I served there, so I understand level of education there. You can't expect anything different. You should expect what we're expecting now: level of exposure, level of education, and also level of enlightenment. If people are not enlightened and people are not educated, and they keep on taking away from them, they keep on, like, they don't fund education. People can't be wise, you don't teach history, you can't make good decisions. So we are reaping the fruits of the failed investment by purposefully failed investments. So people can't, people don't know any better. That's why when you leave Nigeria and you see how other people are living, you think, oh wow, this is an anomaly. Is it this guy quickly before I go, this Russian, is it Emperor, St. Petersburg, where he built St. Petersburg, right. When he started leaving Russia itself to other parts of the world.
That should be. Is that what was the USSR? Was that not Stalin?
It was one of their kings. The guy built St. Petersburg.
Oh, one of the emperors now. Okay.
One of the emperors. So when he went out, I read the book in the past, when he went out, he realized that people were living more sophisticatedly. So even in those days, they used to keep long beards all the way down to your leg. So when he came back home, he was filled with so much disgust that, the punishment for keeping long beard was to pluck it. If you should catch you keeping long beard, they'll pluck it one by one. You must be refined. So staying where he was, he could only see what he could see. But when he left, the people were competing. The world was moving faster. There was invention. There was all kinds of improvement. So when Nigerians do leave, they will be filled with so much disgust, and that is what it is. But not everybody can leave.
One thing they said. They said that because of the destruction of Nigeria, right? The best brains from Nigeria, they are outside Nigeria now. Most of them, usually were like being sold into slavery. Go and bring money back, remit money, just send money. They even say to our faces, politicians, all of you are abroad. What is your problem, eh? Just face your own life.
They don't like any Nigerian in diaspora because you have a different view. You are anyone in diaspora.
You always,
at a minimum, you have a BSc.
Except if you are
and if you don't have, you aspire to get it.
You know what they are now saying, Adiola?
Yeah.
They are saying that the Nigerians in diaspora, especially Southerners, who are still those remitting money, giving money, we are now becoming their nemesis. Do you know that what they do now is that even when Buhari goes anywhere, he begs the diaspora, I beg Mokuna no divide Nigeria. Now have the capacity to do that because we are going to be coming from the back end of understanding what real life is, true humanity is. And Nigeria doesn't present that. Nigeria doesn't give us that, right? No. Now, we are going to be their nemesis from being pushed out to us now coming back to
it's a bad deal. We it's like going into a meeting and negotiating a bad deal. That is what Nigeria it is. It is.
And mostly those
who broker a deal
seeing this and
exactly. You want to broker a deal. You want to make a deal happen. You want to buy a company. You want to sell a company, and you go and negotiate on the table, and you come off that table with no money on the table and a very bad deal. So if you're going to give up sovereignty, if you're going to give up sovereignty, give it up with a good deal.
Exactly.
Negotiate a good deal. But
not this one.
There's no. But see, there's nothing to this deal. This deal is a bad deal. If your father should negotiate this deal, you will keep on swearing for him.
You should disown him. I mean,
you would disown him. You would
business terms and all that.
You slap your surname. You tear it.
You can say that
for rebirth.
Right?
It's a bad deal. It's a bad deal. How can you go to a table and negotiate a bad deal? I served in Bayelsa State. They used to flare gas. I think it was on Wednesdays or Thursdays. They flare gas every Thursday. And that gas can power the whole state and power other neighboring states. When I was in Bayelsa State in Yenegua, People never used to pay light bill. That was the only state as at that time that was not linked to national grid. So you just build your house and just tap tap the electricity, and you're fine. It's legal not to pay bill in Uruguay back in those days, right? And they had a massive gas turbine, and they were somewhat prosperous. So if it shows that they can do something, then you now co-move with the northerner that doesn't have anything to show for it. Just co-move with them. Wike is there. There is source in his state. He can't even build a functioning refinery at source. Do you know the implication of building a refinery in Port Harcourt? The economic implication, all your value chains will it will be so prosperous beyond imagination. It will be so prosperous. And what has he done for years on end? Not even a functioning refinery. Someone come and pipe your crude all the way to Niger. And a sitting duck, a glorified president with a horrible voice, leading people into darkness. No, Baba, see, these people are Pharaoh-like. They are pharaohs. And you know what happens to Pharaoh? They drown. Pharaoh has to die. You cannot say, Baba, see, Bagbe, man, see, forget, see, some people have to die. It's so simple. It's not as if it's a cost. No. If you do not want people to be prosperous, if you don't want upward mobility,
be sacrificed for the betterment.
If you don't want, to create harmony in society, you don't want to improve social cohesion, you are a stumbling block. You got to go, bro. You got to go at some point. You got to go. So let us be honest with ourselves. This bunch of leaders, they have to go. God made sure the Red Sea was the burial ground. Confirmed burial ground. Pharaoh, maybe we don't mix any word at all. All place the burial ground there for anyhow. So that's how it's meant to be. A Pharaoh-like lead. You see, even if you go biblical, when you bring people that have wisdom, people like Joseph transformed the economy of Egypt.
Right.
They built the first, if I'm not mistaken, the first commodity exchange. So if you're going to allow people that have brains to power an economy, you will change it for good. But our difference, which is meant to be our strong points, they've wasted it. So we are even more divided. So they see, Baba, it will come to a grinding halt.
And it's about to get worse, Adiola.
It will get worse now. Poverty will fast track it. When you're changing $1 for God knows 1,500, and all your exports are in the dollar, then how are you going to survive? So something will happen. People are looking for their leaders. So let us see. People would have to wake up by themselves. You cannot wake them up. They're in deep slumber because of the way poverty is. They've been, they weaponized poverty. They've still captured them. So when poverty grinds badly to a point, then they will just wake up and the veil has been removed. When they trance, because it's only poverty that would correct Nigeria. It's only grinding poverty. Forget say Boko Haram. No, all those ones. It's just when things break down. You see, we can't honor our obligations. We can't honor it.
Very soon, financial Nigeria, they won't be able to meet up.
It's even a poor indicator.
It's apparent.
It's a poor indicator if you are raising debt to pay debt. It's a poor indicator. You are highly indebted already. You're highly indebted. So it's a poor. See, moment you start taking out loans to repay loans, not even to pay loans, you are paying interest on the loan.
You collect MMM to fund LAPO, Baba. Hey, from pan to fire.
See, Baba, when everything don't clear, finish. Because I think anyone lending Nigeria, I mean,
I don't know what they are doing. They are also the debt.
If you had money, we lend Nigeria. Any credible lender, what are you lending against? What are you lending against?
Adiola, thank you so much.
Module, man, take over.
Let me speak to Module. Let me just hear my brother's voice. A quick one, then I can go to bed. So it's been a pleasure having you. I'm going to see every time we have a People's Parliament, people always come back to me and say, Maiyegun, you need to bring that People's Parliament again because I enjoyed every bit of it. And I said, well, I'll do my best. Tonight is one of the best of the okay. So thank you so much, Adiola, for joining us. All right. I will speak to you and then we can, then we can call it a night. Regards to the family, Adiola.
Most definitely.
Yes. So, Module.
Yeah, Egbon.
How are you?
Yeah, I'm doing well. How are the children, sir?
Well, it's good to have you on the platform, and then I've got just about 5 minutes. So
I'm gonna try to make it quick.
This as well, right?
Today is the 5th of August. So
it is.
Yeah, today makes it the 359th day that I would be outside of Nigeria. So I arrived in the US on the 1st of August last year, 2021. Now, why am I saying this? When I arrived, I wasn't, I used to think that, my readings, those things I used to read, New York Times, all of those stuff, Shores, Harry Potter's, those series I used to watch, the sci-fi movies, I thought they had prepared me for America. So I knew I would be surprised getting here. I haven't spent the first 31 years of my life in Nigeria. But when I arrived here, even my advisor said that I was in shock. 500.
Is it, what do they call it? Is it called the cultural? Is it cultural shock?
Cultural shock. That cultural shock is just perhaps the way you do things in Nigeria is quite different. Now this one is 500 kVA transformer shock.
Yeah, tell us about that.
I just couldn't believe it. It's like what I told my friend a couple of minutes ago, and I'm sorry to say that I said if I was white, perhaps I would be racist towards blacks. Because how on earth can we justify, if I was a white man, there was no way I would believe that the black people have the same mental capacity as white. Because for crying out loud, now this is it. Yesterday, I was in serious pain and I had to call 911. I had seen it in a movie, how 911 works, but I experienced it yesterday, Egbon. I called 911. They got here after a couple of minutes, put me on a stretcher. I was in the hospital. No one asked me any other thing. They were taking my blood pressure. They were taking everything. And this was yesterday. And my friend, he just arrived. He's going to be starting his doctoral program. So he arrived 4 days ago. So the guy was practically shedding tears. When I was in the ambulance, I was shedding tears not because of the pain I was feeling, but because I just shut my eyes and I'm like, okay, what if I was in Badagry? What happened to me? What if it was in Badagry, my home? What if it was in Bereko, my hometown? Perhaps I would have died. Now, this happened to me just yesterday. Now, they came around with a policeman. See, look how all of the things here work. And I'm experiencing it first. And my sister called me, perhaps is watching you right now. She called me just maybe 10 minutes ago.
You after the program. Go on.
You know why she called me, brother? She called me to warn me again. I have no intention of returning home, but she had just read the news about an hotelier that was killed with a LAUTECH student. Yes. So she called me again to tell me that miss wow, intention láti wá. Ṣùgbọ́n mo tún pè é sí nǹkan tí mo tún ṣe má sọ pé o miss ìyàwó àtọmọ tó bá Ọlọ́run á fún ẹ lówó. Whenever you have money, you can ask our mom, our dad. Don't ever. That was why she called me. The call ended about 15 minutes ago, just to tell me that. So there was a day I was like contemplating, I was down. I think it was 3 months after my arrival here, I was down. So I was like, okay, maybe after the semester, I would go see my child, my wife.
I'll just go come back.
I just said it. Then my first sister called, my second sister called, my mom called, Eba Mbeo, come out. So when people are surprised. When people see people in diaspora. I made a Facebook post a couple of weeks back. And the post was like, the people in diaspora supporting APC and PDP. What is your purpose in life?
So,
because all I could come at questions here. And one answer I've been able to decipher for myself is this. Kenny man anyone. They know that whenever they are in the whenever they are in the UK or the US, once they change that $1,000 or $2,000, it can even fetch them a chieftaincy title back home. Right. So they are comfortable. Most people in diaspora, all of the people in diaspora supporting these guys back home, the Tinubu article, that is exactly the system they want. They know that is the way that it fits into their ego. That is what makes them who they are. Whenever they go home and this one comes around, oh yeah, by 500, by 1,000. Thank you, sir. Yeah, because no one in their right senses, no one would support the continuation of that system. It's so I'm experiencing it, and I'm so glad. I'm so glad that it's. And I'm going to close with this. A friend of mine, extremely brilliant, Arekewi Yusuf, he teaches in one of the schools in Lagos State. When I got here, there was no one I've not reported him to. I've called his wife. Please, the guy is so brilliant. He teaches physics. When he got his employment, within 2 months, a principal in another school had gotten wind of him, went to the district office to pull him from the previous school. The guy is extremely brilliant. He's a genius. He's a genius. So I told him, I said, Padimi, you will end up as a village headmaster. Yes, I said, I called his mom to report him to his mom. And so from Padi, go apply now. Because I told him, I said, I will not want a situation whereby you will need money as brilliant as you are. You are a genius. And I will be the one. I'm not going to be happy to give you. I will give you. But, and I said, that time will come.
It will be paining me because I know what you can be if Nigeria allowed you.
He used to teach me. For that, I do private lesson. I teach people math. I have students almost everywhere across the world. I do private lesson. Whenever someone needs a physics teacher, what I tell them is, I'm going to give you someone that I've never met, that I've never had an opportunity to be blessed with such a person while I was a student. This one, in Nigeria, they used to say teachers are not. This one, God created him to teach. God created him to teach.
He's a real teacher.
If Arekewi just sits with a 2-year-old kid or so, maybe he just comes into your room and he sees your little daughter. Before you know it, you will think two friends are communicating. That is just who he is. Now he's there teaching maybe 4,000 students in a week. He's aging. Yeah. So each time I remember him, I'm just like, God. I was telling my friend about the HDI, the Human Development Index. I think it's 0.6 for Nigeria, 0.36 for Nigeria. So I was telling my friend the implication of that. That what it means is that anyone born in Nigeria can only reach 36% of his or her potential. Yes, that is what it means.
Mental capacity will only make them get 36% of their potential in life.
Yeah. That is even the highest. That's the highest you can attain.
The ones who actually push it further.
Yes. Hey, it's noticing, Connie. Perhaps you've not noticed it. Let's close with this.
Right.
I want you to take your mind through the last 20 deaths you've heard, perhaps people you know in Nigeria. And you can tell me that I'm lying. Perhaps after this show, maybe you can just take a pen and paper. The last 20 people that have died. 15 of them are less than 30 years of age in Nigeria. Hey, notice it. Èmi máa ń come, tí má ti gbọ́ death ẹnìkan. 15 of them, 15 out of 20. Just take a mental key. The old people are not dying.
Oh dear.
Obasanjo ruled your dad. Obasanjo ruled my dad. He ruled us.
Because I've only counted about 7 people I know. And guess what? Oh, continue, module. I don't want to probably believe that's scary. Go on.
Yeah. So just
young people are paying with their life
dying.
with what it has become.
Yeah, and there is no way they are not going to die. There is no way the young people will not die, because when there is no hope, the heart in our chest as young people, go and check the heart of a 15-year-old Nigerian, a 17-year-old Nigerian. The heart will be worse than the heart of a 70-year-old man, because the 15-year-old boy perhaps maybe has gotten jammed once or twice. The 17-year-old, the 18-year-old has been at home for several weeks. And right from when I was in 300 level, I think I had started even having IBP, because I was thinking, there was always apprehensive. Sample 100 students, 100 university students in Nigeria, 90 of them, check their blood pressure. Those ones, I'm not talking about the aristo ones amongst them. The uncertainty, the lack of hope, people are completely hopeless.
The frustration, they have nobody to do it.
That's why the youth are dying.
And all that stuff.
That's why the youth are dying.
It's cold inside, module.
No hope. And what is man without hope? Nothing.
Nothing.
The only thing that sustains us is hope. And when there is no hope, there is absolutely nothing anyone can. And finally, I'm sorry, take your mind through the last 20 deaths that you've had. 15 of them are perhaps less than 30. I'm telling you.
You're not only asking me, module. A lot of listeners right now, they are reflecting on that right now. Like, okay.
15 of them are
I remember
less.
now, I can tell you, like, the oldest of the 8 will be somewhere around 55, 58. And then, and that's the only one I can remember. The remaining 6 I have in my head, they were young boys, and although Baba is scary, and everybody is in it right now.
Yeah, and elementary math, one of the major disadvantage of me as a measure of central tendencies, it's always affected by extreme values, right? So now you've mentioned 50 something, so that 50 something will like pull it up. So when they say that the average life expectancy of Nigerians is maybe 43, it's because of maybe out of 100 deaths, perhaps 90 were less than 30. So maybe the remaining 10, maybe they are maybe 70. So the 70 will just like jack it up. All right. So
just like I said as well, like I remember 7, right? Out of the 7, the remaining 6 are under 30 for real. That's why I said it's scary. But 1 is above 50, nearly 60.
And I'm sure you've not factored in those ones that died. Immediately they were, they came to head after, on bed, on the labor bed. I'm sure you've not really like factored. If we factor those ones in, we would see that the average life expectancy of Nigerians is less than 20 years.
In fact, Baba, if their number is anything reliable, that should get everybody worried. They said that 2 out of 5 children, babies, right, are going to die before their 50th birthday. 2 out of 5. So which means there's possibility that only 3, if they have 5 kids, 5 babies they give birth to today, before they all turn to 5 years old, right? Yeah. There's 100% that 2 of them would have died.
Exactly. Yes. That's the infant
even more. There's a record of that, and there's so many factors that led to that. Okay, mother-child mortality rate and all those stuffs, and there's so many things: malnutrition, war, all this terror and all those stuff. So one thing, module, you are a number man. Okay, all of you doing this PhD, doctorate here and there. Sometimes I kind of have to. I don't know how you play with numbers, but you guys are number men. So module. I will work on what you said. And it's been a pleasure having you back
Yeah,
again.
Thank you, sir. I could share.
Thank you. So stay safe, eh?
Yeah, yes, sir.
I hope I'll pick one of your tutorial up on mass or fixes or anything like that, right? So
yes,
that's add to your ministry. So it's a pleasure, Baba. Stay safe.
Oh,
Okay?
always. Yeah. Thank you, sir. Bye.
Nice one. So this is where we're going to draw the curtains, okay? I have had a wonderful night with everyone who participated in the People's Parliament tonight. I've done my bit. I enjoyed it. I have learned. Many of you actually enjoyed it as well. So I hope the next time, I have a lot of people who are still behind the scene want to join us, but there is no time anymore, okay? We have come to the end of the conversation today. But there would be another one. Just be on a lookout. And that could be you. Something you wanted to share. And now you feel like, oh, I wish I actually joined, I would have said that. Yeah, don't worry. There will always be another time. Other times that you can also add your contribution or say something on Maiyegun's Diary Politico is when we have the phone-in program. That too is an opportunity for you to add your voice, your opinion, your views. And that's what makes Maiyegun's Diary Politico more conversational. We love it here. Sometimes it can be so fun. Sometimes it can be very, very hot. And sometimes even Maiyegun can be the one receiving the toasting, the roasting from my own brethren. Table turns most of the time, but it has always been a night of interesting learning. It never goes to waste. Ask others. So tonight, we've had a wonderful one, and I'm going to look forward to it again. So you can still, Mrs. Tonya Olaoye, if you are still watching, good evening, man. Good evening to every one of you. Thanks so much for joining me and for being part of it again, okay? You can still like the video if you haven't. Share it if you haven't. Subscribe onto Maiyegun's Diary Politico if you haven't. And if you have done all of those, then I'm going to see you some other time. So until then, stay safe, be good, and be nice. And I will see you again. Good night from here.
Àní ẹ̀sùn ràkì. Maiyegun ti dé. Maiyegun ti dé. Ọ̀jẹ̀lú ẹ̀sùn ràkì. Maiyegun ti dé. Àní ẹ̀sùn ràkì. Maiyegun ti dé. Lórí Facebook. Maiyegun ti dé. Àní ẹ̀sùn ràkì. Maiyegun ti dé. Lórí YouTube. Maiyegun ti dé. Àní ẹ̀sùn ràkì. Maiyegun ti dé. Bọ́ bàbá gbé wúrẹ́. Àní ẹ̀sùn ràkì. Maiyegun ti dé. Ijó ìgbádìyẹ. Àní ẹ̀sùn ràkì. Maiyegun ti dé. Pẹ̀sìdó bá rúfin o. Àní ẹ̀sùn ràkì. Maiyegun ti dé. Kí gómìnà kówó jẹ. Àní ẹ̀sùn ràkì. Maiyegun ti dé. Ọlọ́pàá tí ń gba rìbá. Àní ẹ̀sùn ràkì. Maiyegun ti dé. Aṣòfin tí ń rúfin o. Àní ẹ̀sùn ràkì. Maiyegun ti dé. Òpùrọ́ olóṣèlú. Àní ẹ̀sùn ràkì. Maiyegun ti dé. Ọ̀jẹ̀lú ẹ̀sùn ràkì. Maiyegun ti dé. Àní ẹ̀sùn ràkì. Maiyegun ti dé. Maiyegun ti dé. Gbogbo ọ̀jẹ̀lú ẹ̀sùn ràkì. Maiyegun ti dé. Gbogbo ọ̀jẹ̀lú ẹ̀sùn ràkì. Ṣùgbọ́n ní bá ti ṣe èyí tó yẹ kí wọ́n ṣe, ọmọ bá dèrò ní fi wọ́n níran o. Maiyegun ti dé. Gbogbo ọ̀jẹ̀lú ẹ̀sùn ràkì. Maiyegun ti dé. Gbogbo ọ̀jẹ̀lú ẹ̀sùn ràkì. Ṣùgbọ́n ní bá ti ṣe èyí tó yẹ kí wọ́n ṣe, ọmọ bá dèrò ní fi wọ́n níran. Wọ́n fowó bẹ́ẹ̀ o. Maiyegun ó sọ pé wọ́n ò fẹ́ bẹ̀. wọ́n fowó bẹ́ẹ̀ Máyégún ó sọ pé wọ́n ò gbẹ́bẹ̀ oníkan ṣáàtì ṣe èyí tó yẹ kí wọ́n ṣe fáwọn ará ìlú tó gbé wọn débẹ̀ o àyè.
Máyégún ti dé gbogbo ọ̀jẹ̀lú ẹ̀ súnra kì. Máyégún ti dé gbogbo ọ̀jẹ̀lú ẹ̀ súnra kì. Ṣùgbọ́n ní má ti ṣe yìí tó yẹ kí wọ́n ṣe ọmọ bá dẹ́rọ̀ ò ní fi wọ́n níran.
Kì máa yí ṣe eré ọ̀rọ̀ yìí kì í ṣe ẹ̀fẹ̀. Kì máa yí ṣe eré ọ̀rọ̀ yìí kì í ṣe ẹ̀fẹ̀. Ẹni bá ti lè lẹ́bọ̀ lẹ́rù o ọmọ bá dèrò kàṣàyè tú wọn síta.
Máyégún ti dé gbogbo ọ̀jẹ̀lú ẹ̀ súnra kì. Máyégún ti dé gbogbo ọ̀jẹ̀lú ẹ̀ súnra kì. Ṣùgbọ́n ní bá ti ṣe yìí tó yẹ kí wọ́n ṣe ọmọ bá dẹ́rọ̀ ò ní fi wọ́n níran.
Tẹnitẹni ọmọ Máyégún ọ̀rẹ́ ara ìlú mọ̀mọ́ ni mo fọlọ́run sọ ẹ̀ bá kìlẹ́bù lóòótọ́ olódodo ìlú ọ̀tá ìlú mọ̀mọ́ ni ìwọ ṣá máa ń ṣọ́ra kò sì mọ́ bẹ̀rù bọ́tà ń lè rí bóníṣègùn lé káwọn mọ̀mọ́ fi ṣera wọn ni ó ti dẹrùn tí wọn ò gbọ́dọ̀ sì mọ́ bẹ̀. Èèpo ọ̀gọ̀ lọmọ bá dérò tàjẹ́ ò gbọ́dọ̀ jẹ́ ó ti jọba lórí abínú ẹni kò sì mọ́ fòyà àìsíwọ́lu ní ẹnìkẹ́ ìgbódì ẹyin lábàrá o ó kó ẹni tó bá dán o ákàmù. Máyégún ti dé gbogbo ọ̀jẹ̀lú ẹ̀ túnra kì. Máyégún ti dé gbogbo ọ̀jẹ̀lú ẹ̀ túnra kì o. Ẹ̀yin bá ti ṣe èyí tó yẹ kí wọ́n ṣe ọmọ bá dèrò òní fi wọ́n níran o.
Máyégún ti dé gbogbo ọ̀jẹ̀lú ẹ̀ súnra kì. Máyégún ti dé gbogbo ọ̀jẹ̀lú ẹ̀ súnra kì. Ṣùgbọ́n ní bá ti ṣe yìí tó yẹ kí wọ́n ṣe ọmọ bá dẹ́rọ̀ ò ní fi wọ́n níran.